to get physical. It's time to talk some piss and more. We gonna talk about it all. DVD, CD, UHD, VHS, books, Blu-ray. Who knows, maybe you'll even see a laser disc today. Let's get physical. We wanna talk some physical media. Movies and TV, music and more. Come check out what we have in store. This is a media house stream. It's time for some physical media on FanZcene.
I know it was like really popular because it like won some Oscars and whatever, but
Jimmy does that.
It's got the Mighty Ducks guy. Got that guy.
No! Yes, but no! He's not the Mighty Ducks guy! It's Emilio Estevez! Who's the brand? You can never have enough physical media.
Weird. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Physical Media Show here on FanZcene. Figured to turn on camera real quick just for a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the Physical Media Show.
The Physical Media Show. On what channel is
on
this
FanZcene,
again?
brought to you by Solo. For our 1% black audience probably out there.
I was going to watch that. I was going to watch it actually because I love that movie. I love that movie. McDowell's. You can tell McDonald's.
We got the golden ox.
We got the. I love it. I love that movie. It's. I don't know that. I mean, I know why we watch with Dan Aykroyd, and I can't. The name just slipped my head. Where they switch places.
Trading Places. Oh, yeah.
Trading Places, yeah. I know why we watch that around the holiday season, but I always tend to watch Coming to America around the holiday season too. I don't know, I just do.
I'm sure it came out on video sometime around that time, possibly, because it would have been a summer movie, maybe a little later. I don't know. That,
and it's also winter during the movie when you watch it.
That's true.
Like everything's cold. So it kind of it feels right to watch it around this time of year. But let's go ahead and say hi to the chat, and we'll get into the physical media stuff.
Well, I'm sure I'd feel much worse if I weren't under such heavy sedation, but still in all, I mean, you've got to be realistic about this sort of thing, you know.
Yeah,
it is a holiday.
It is a holiday. Gobble, gobble. Mondo Bizarro says, gobble, gobble. Glad to see you out there, Mondo Bizarro, and thank you for being a channel member. What is up, Brian Borth? Hell to you. Glad to see you out in the chat as well. And happy Thanksgiving. It's pretty much here. What's up, John the Beagle Dad? Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. There you go. Happy Thanksgiving to Vina Duckworth. Glad to see you out there in the chat as well. Howdy, Dub Effect. Good to see you out there. And Jose Morales, a happy Thanksgiving to you. Style section, hell at all. As an Aussie, I don't understand Thanksgiving, but hey, Americans, you do you. See, when the Pilgrims and the Indians sat down and broke bread before all the woke nonsense came along, we were all together and had Thanksgiving, so we give thanks. But I will have a movie that I will be watching probably this week, and I'll have it on next week, thanks to Style Section here. So I'll have that next week, probably. And what is up, Corley and Rogue? Glad to see you as well. Glad to see you out there. Ace Hanlon, howdy to you. Glad to see you out there. Let's see, who else do we have? We have Psycho Not Your Daddy. As always, love the name. Hello, hope all's well. Finally earned my E6 rank on the first. Hell yeah, definitely thankful. All right, well, hell yeah. Glad you earned that rank. Congratulations, my friend. And then we have Dragonzilla says, hell, Greg, have you seen Godzilla -1 yet? I'm ashamed to say that I haven't. I still have not got to it yet, and I will. I was planning on getting Shin Godzilla and watching them back to back just because I wanted to watch, have a Godzilla.
One has nothing to do with the other than Godzilla.
I know, they're just Godzilla movies. But I
the
feel
weird thing is how completely different they actually are.
Yeah,
I'm curious to hear your reaction to them. So yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was wanting to watch them back to back, because I've never seen Shin Godzilla, and I've been meaning to watch Godzilla -1. Things just slipped me, man.
Shin Godzilla is actually like a dark comedy.
Yeah, that's what I've heard, and I've heard
but you got to understand the elements of it. And I think I've explained it when I showed it on here. But then this -1 though, is just a damn good remake of the original film
Mhm.
from the Japanese perspective, and it does a damn good job of kind of reframing and reconstructing the whole Godzilla mythos story / origin, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm. I've been meaning to. It takes me a while to see lots of new things. It's been on my radar, and I know they're two different movies, but I've been kind of wanting to watch them back to back.
I mean, minus one is
they're
more
different.
of a, yeah, minus one is, and I'm surprised more people didn't really bring this up besides me and a few others. Minus one is more or less a remake of the original film,
Mhm.
right? Like, I mean, it almost is enough of the same elements that it is a re-beginning, and this is nothing new for Godzilla because they've done it in several different eras in different ways. But I mean, it's and hopefully this goes on for a while because I'm really excited for the next one. The title makes me think it's going to be, Ghidorah, Monster Zero. So hopefully, fingers crossed, because that's my favorite of the, Godzilla creatures that he has to battle. But I'm interested to see how they handle it. And this movie was just so well done, and I'm sure I'll bring it on again at some point, so we'll talk about it then. But yeah,
Once I get Shin Godzilla, and I'll watch them back to back, and I'll let you know, so that way you can bring it on.
and I'm not generally a fan of having to read movies, but I saw this in the theater and I was riveted.
Right.
Like completely on the edge, like literally on the edge of my seat in some scenes. And if you have a Dolby Atmos system, that Godzilla minus one is a reference quality Dolby Atmos movie. Like when Godzilla is like coming over top of you on the camera, it feels like he's stepping over top. I mean, they did a great job of really utilizing the Atmos.
Nice. Well, I got to get into this now. See, I'm kind of excited to see it. I'm gonna have to pick up Shin Godzilla so I can watch both of them. All right, well, we'll get to that. Thank you, Dragzilla. Hail to you, Tyrell72. Live long and prosper, as always. Yo, what's up, Night Junkie 9874? Hail to you, Anthony Draven. Glad to see you out in the chat. I salute you, sir. I actually shouldn't do that, especially with Psycho, not your daddy, out in the chat. So I shouldn't do that. Apologies. Hey,
that's the one you're not supposed to do.
You'll get us canceled. What's up, Tim Hayes? Hell to you. Glad to see you out in the chat too. I'm sleeping late. I can't sleep late tomorrow. I got family, kids. Got to get up. Got to get food together.
I'm a desperate bachelor, so I just ate a bunch of edibles, and we're gonna fuck around.
Salute to you, Deleted Seeds. Glad to see you out there. I've heard it's good. I've heard it's, but I think
it is, but it's different.
Like Tom said, I think it's most people misunderstood it. From what I've heard.
Not so much. It's just not going to be a movie some people are going to get into.
Yeah,
because it's a very dry film, and there's not a shit ton of Godzilla. I mean, he's in it. Don't get me wrong, but Godzilla is more of a metaphor in that movie than anything. Like, I mean, Godzilla's always kind of been a metaphor, but he's a metaphor more for how government sucks. Like, and how it takes forever to do everything. Because most of the movie, and it's kind of boring in that respect until you understand it. So you might enjoy it a little better going into it than most people probably did at first. Although it is a very popular film, don't get me wrong. But that's just it. It's about the bureaucracy, right? It's the bullshit. There's literally scenes where they're having a meeting to have another meeting to set up what they're going to do about God. Like, it's like, you guys, Godzilla's coming, and he's not fucking around, right? You got no time to sit here and diddly daddle, right? Like, it's just move, get some shit done. And then Godzilla shows up, and they're just still having meetings and shit, and he's destroying everything. And not only is he destroying everything, he's mutating in the process. And every time he mutates, he comes up with a new fucking power. So it's like, and he gets bigger. And, at first he's like this, and I don't want to spoil too much of it, but it's like kind of actually funny. This is the only part that's really funny, because at first he comes up on land and he's like this tadpole version of himself. So he's literally like this weird turkey looking monster thing, and everybody's just like, what the fuck is that? Like, kind of thing. And and then he kind of starts coming to being, and it's just like, oh shit.
We gotta do something.
More powers, more meetings, exactly. They gotta figure out how to address everything. It's just so fucking stupid. It's like, by the time you guys figure out the first thing you're gonna do, Godzilla will have destroyed the entirety of Japan. So like,
it's true. So I'll get to that, and I'll let you guys know my thoughts. And I do have like Godzilla 1985 and all them, but I I haven't seen the new ones yet. I still
That's just
need-
balls out fun, right?
Yeah,
Like,
that one's a fun one. But I think we're all caught up on the chat.
I think so.
Yeah, so thank you guys. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe, share it out, all that good stuff, and we'll have some good time tonight. You know, having physical media.
There was a few rumors. I don't know how many actual announcements there were, because I know we're waiting for the Arrow announcements, which I'm pretty sure. I think Excalibur is the one.
Yeah, I'm
teasing.
pretty sure it's gonna be Excalibur. Yeah.
There was the rumor for Fast Times, which has been around. Frankenstein, the newer one.
Yeah. Which I'm happy because I'll finally get to watch it.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, most of the like Netflix, depending on who's co-producing it, there usually is some kind of deal to get them out on video. Apple's the one that's the toughest one. That's where, you know, F1 was a big deal because, I mean, Apple's been holding all their movies hostage. Sans, you can get, I think, Children of the Flowers of the Children Moon thingy if you import it. And then the Irishman, I think you can get Blu-ray, but you can't get 4K. But I think that was a Netflix one.
It was Criterion, didn't they do it?
Yeah, but for some reason they couldn't license the 4K, only the Blu-ray. It's weird. Yeah, because I guess Netflix or whatever had the exclusivity to the 4K version or whatever it was. So anyhow, there's that kind of business.
Yeah.
But yeah, was there anything else that you could think of or that came up? I know Umbrella made some announcements, but a lot of them are stuff that's been...
Yeah, it's like I saw like No Escape with what's his name, which I think came out twice already with the
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of stuff that's already been released, so it's not like we're kind of hitting that note. It's like, okay, what's going on here? Are they not like spending the money? Are they like backed up? What's the deal? Like we're getting a lot of re-releases of shit. But of course that's also probably because of Shout Factory changing their shit and a few others, but there is the Full Moon Fright Box Volume 3.
Yeah.
That was one of the ones. I mean, we can just bring up my email. I suppose I have it here, but yeah.
I know one that made you mad. Looks like Friday the 13th Part 2 will get its own standalone.
So will all the other movies in there. I seen Breakdown will be too.
Yeah, which we've talked about that one.
No, I'm kind of like, here's my thing with that. I'm kind of pissy. It's like, yeah, I ended up with like 2 movies I don't give 2 fucks about. Right. Like, so like Breakdown was the only other one in that set that I'm like, yeah, I kind of want that one, but I don't care about the Orphan one or 3 movies or whatever it was. So I think there's actually 5 movies in that set. Because there's the Orphan one, there's World War Z, which I just, whatever, I already got the 3D version of it, I don't care. And it's an up-convert anyway. And then, what was the other one that was in there?
There was Breakdown, Friday the 13th, Orphan, First Kill, and World War Z. That's all 4 of them.
First Kill, that's the other one, yeah. Orphan, First Kill, so it was just the 4?
Yeah, is this the 4?
Oh, it was just the 4. Yeah, because it was like, it was cheaper than the first one. It was the first one that had 5 movies in it.
Yeah.
It was cheaper than the first one, but the problem with the first one was I'd already had most of those movies when they brought like, I already had Pet Sematary and shit. Like, I'm like, why the fuck do I want another copy of Pet Sematary? Like,
exactly. Yeah. I did see Flintstones is getting a 4K still.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Shout Factory is still doing some, so maybe fingers crossed we'll get Ace Ventura When Nature Calls. So
yeah, and luckily now they're through Groove, so they should be a little cheaper than before.
Yeah, and I highly doubt they're gonna still do a lot of the fancy box sets and shit, which is fine with me. If anything, Groove needs to help tell them get your price down.
Yeah,
and I've seen I can't even believe the amount of people I've seen in our like quote unquote community of Blu-ray fans, you know, in the YouTube sphere of these bigger channels that don't even know what the fuck Groove is.
Right?
And I've seen a few that I'm embarrassed to hear them say it, and I'm like, they're like, I've never heard of Let Try. I've done and ordered maybe 1 or 2 things. Like, dude, do you not know what Groove is? Groove is Universal and Warner Brothers Direct.
Exactly.
That's why they get you shit so fast, and that's why it's so cheap.
Yeah, it is. That's why I figured hopefully the prices on some of these Shout stuffs will start coming down because there's no longer that Shout Factory, you know, all by itself or whatever you call it. Like, I guess there's no more middleman, even though you're getting it through Groove. I don't know. It should be cheaper somehow because it's direct. And I've noticed a lot of the prices on the like Amazon, even with the sale and everything, the prices have gone down a little bit, a few dollars on some of them.
Yeah, they need to be more in line with Kino.
Yes, they do. They do. I think he means like because it's coming to a theater. It's, you know, the whole Bloody Fair is coming to the theater, right?
Yeah, that's been pretty much well known. I don't know which There's a different movie.
Maybe he's thinking they rumored the 4K or something about it. I don't know.
Oh, I'm pretty positive that this new 4K of that, when it comes out, is going to look 10 times better than the other one.
Yeah.
And I figured out now why it makes sense, because Quentin Tarantino didn't want that version to look good.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't want to release it, probably. And they're like, we're going to release it anyway. And he's like, fine, then just release it with the old masters, because I'm not going to let you have access to the negatives. I'm doing that with the whole bloody affair. Right? Like, so they were already scanned. And he's just sitting on them like a motherfucker going, nope.
Exactly.
Which I'm kind of disappointed, because I'm like, cool, I get the idea of what you're doing, but I want both versions.
Yeah.
Because I'm actually the person who goes, I've seen a version of the whole bloody affair that somebody put together online from, I guess, like, there's some like foreign DVDs and shit that had some of the scenes, and the colorized version was in, I think, a Japanese Laserdisc or something like that, or a DVD or something like that, of the Crazy 88 fight. So I've seen somewhat of a version that we're going to get. But this is also kind of like a special edition at the same time, because they added a new part of the animated segment that was new, like brand new, I guess. And then they're also going to be putting in some stuff that wasn't in the other version before. And I'm curious how they're going to handle some of it, because the big differences is the whole bloody affair starts out with the second half of the movie. So like when you start the movie, it starts out with her in the car going, I've killed a lot of people to get to this point, and I'm on my way to kill the last one. And when I get there, I'm gonna kill Bill. That's how the movie starts.
Right.
Right. It starts completely out of a different order. And then as you see the whole bloody affair, you're like, oh, okay, I see what Quentin did here. Because everything that happens in the flashback sequences in part one is her version of it. She's the narrator. She's telling you that story. That's why it's this super crazy samurai version of the story, or anime version, whatever you want to call it, right? Yeah. And then when you get to the second half, that's shit that's happening in real time. So in that point, that's why everything feels so much more real and grounded in like a Western. And that's why I like that he separated the two. And the other big difference is we don't know that her baby is alive. Spoilers for those who haven't seen a 30-year-old movie. That her baby is alive. 20 years old, actually, I think. Until the end of the film in the original version. Like, they leave that as a cliffhanger now. They added that scene. That scene's not in the bloody affair where he's talking to Sophie and says, does she know their baby's still alive? I think it's there, but it's like different dialogue, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, so like that's still left hanging until the very end. When she walks in and she sees the kid for the first time, that's the first time the audience learns what the hell happened and in the original version. So I'm curious how people are going to react to it. It is a little bit different in the way it's told. And I'm curious how, because the tonal shift is another thing that I was like, oh no, I like it better when it's separated, because it makes a little more sense that way. Right. Because if you rewatch the movie, if you didn't already realize it, you'll see that now. You're like, oh, okay. So when she's going through that initial list, in the first movie until the end of the first movie, when the second movie starts, and it does start the same way, because it says, now I'm on my way to kill Bill, just kind of reframe it to make it sound like it's the first movie all over again, where it's out of order, but it's not. Once you watch the second film, you realize, oh, this is all linear in this straight line. Like, unlike the first movie where she's telling it completely out of order. Like everything that's happening in that first movie is in totally different order than what had actually happened.
Nah, I get you. Interesting.
Because originally she went to Japan first, got the sword, then she came back, did all her fighting and stuff. And like the last fight she has is with Vivica A. Fox before she leaves to do the next thing, at the Crazy 88 Club or whatever. So that's the first thing they show, but that's the next to last thing she does before the Crazy 88 thing. Right. So like, so like if you go back and you watch the movie, you realize the chain of events is different than what, anyhow, I'm going off a rail.
No problem.
The other stuff that Umbrella had was Ebony and Ivory, the Full Moon box, which we said before, which will have Puppet Master 2, 3, Slave Girls, From Beyond Infinity, and Trancers. And it looks like they're all, I think they're going to be standard Blu-ray, it looks like. I don't think they're 4K.
Yeah, the Full Moon box set's just Blu-ray. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like they're all. Yeah, they're just standard Blu-ray. So they didn't even give you the 4K of Puppet Master 3 in there. No. And then Looking for El Brandy and The Dirties were the other ones. Oh, and Day of the Woman 1, I Spit on Your Grave. So another re-release of I Spit on Your Grave.
One of the most re-released movies again.
I think Halloween and this movie are having a race.
Yeah, to see how many copies can be out there. Have a good night, John the Beagle Dad. Happy Thanksgiving.
I only have the one, and I'm just sitting here going, I don't need any more.
I still
I even liked it more than I thought I would.
I've heard. I mean, I still haven't got a copy of it, which I know I need one. But yeah, it's. I think for the time it was sensational, but like when you
it gets
see
a bad rep, in my opinion. Like a lot of
Yeah.
people have said it's this horrible whatever kind of movie, and I'm sitting here watching it going, it's not that bad. I thought it was actually pretty decent. I mean, I haven't seen the remake yet, but I was watching it going, now I can see why they remade this movie.
Yeah.
Kind of like with Last House on the Left.
Right. Which, I mean,
Even
yeah.
that movie has a bad rep compared to what it is.
Yeah,
Some of the shit that's come since.
It does.
And let's be real, the only reason that movie's even remotely memorable is because the chick bites the dude's dick off.
Yeah, right. It did near the movie. Yeah.
And yeah, the end is kind of cool where the parents flip, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but did you know that is Demi Moore on the poster?
For which one?
The I Spit on Your Grave.
The new one?
The original. That's Demi Moore.
What? Really?
That's her butt in the underwear and all that on the with her back.
Then
to
she
the...
must have been really underage.
I don't remember how old she was. I can't remember, but it's Demi Moore.
Was it for the video cover and it was like later, early 80s or what?
When was the movie was released in like 1970 something, right?
Yeah, because Demi Moore was only like, I think what?
I think she was like 19 when they took the picture
Maybe.
for the
Okay.
I think it was for like a home video release or something. And that's
what I was wondering, because like,
yeah.
okay, she was born in 62. She's a little older than I thought she was.
Yeah.
But okay, because yeah, like I know in St. Elmo's Fire, she was the youngest cast member.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that is her.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. At least it's from what I remember. So I'm pretty sure I'm accurate on this, but yeah, it is funny when people find it out for the first time.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how many places it was banned, Davina, considering how it's not even that bad by today's standards by far, by even like some standards of the 80s and 90s even.
Yeah.
It's mostly just memorable because of what happens and just kind of the twist, I think, is what really sold it. It's one of those few movies where I'm sure a lot of people went to see it just out of the pure sensationalism of it all. But anyhow.
Yeah.
Was there any other announcements or releases? I'm trying to remember.
I think that was about it.
I think you got them all. Yeah, because we're waiting still on the other ones. Besides new movies that got announced, obviously. But we get those all the time.
Yeah. I think that was about it. But I'm glad. I am
looking forward to the Flintstones. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, me too. I said Frank Flintstones too. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. And it's interesting. Shout's getting that one. That they're saying
it was probably something they had licensed already, but
yeah,
that's a good one that should be hopefully reference quality because it's almost all practical.
Yeah, with
effects.
the puppets and everything,
Yeah.
it should look good.
Yeah, it should look pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get into it. Why don't we? Want me to go first, or
yeah, you can go. You got 3, I got 3, right? So yeah,
yeah,
you can go.
might as well. All right, well, this is one I kind of brought on before, but you'll understand why I brought back on. Because Disney and Apple, as in Apple Records, not the computer company, are celebrating the anniversary of the Beatles anthology, and they re-released it in this fancy box set.
Get back to where you want.
And it actually added a 4th disc with new tracks and remastered versions of Free as a Bird, Real Love, and of course it also has the new song Then and Now. But a lot of people are clamoring for a re-release of this now that it's been remastered for Disney Plus. The first 3 episodes dropped tonight. I haven't got to watch all of them, But I have gotten to see enough to kind of give an idea. So what's going on here with this release and what's the deal? So my understanding is at least the first 8 parts, the original anthology,
Right.
is for the most part just a straight scan of film, and it looks good. Now there's some stuff in here that was clearly like from the days of, early video stuff that I got to give Peter Jackson's crew credit. They are getting pretty fucking good with AI.
I was gonna say, didn't they like mess up with the Beetle thing last time with AI?
The last time, yeah. So here's the thing, and this is where I'm going to kind of get into this a little bit. I did not notice any static grain or overly waxing at all. In fact, there is a fine, nice layer of grain here. It may even been added for all I know. Regardless, I did not notice too many anomalies. There's been only like 3 anomalies I've noticed so far. And one of them was like a real simple one where it's like a dead giveaway for AI. Right. I can't believe nobody caught it. And it was when it was in some vintage footage of, I can't even remember the singer's name, but on the background on the band, it has his name on the drum. And when the song first starts, you can read it plain as day, right? As soon as the light gets brighter and it hits the drum, then it gets blown out and the letters can't quite make out what it's supposed to say. So at that point, that's when the AI kicks in. And that's the first time I noticed some a major AI snafu. And I'm like, I can't believe they missed that. Because otherwise I'm watching a lot of this footage going, I know they couldn't have had this good of a version of this footage. So chances are this is AI upconverted, but I can't fucking tell. Right. And I'm not noticing any anomalies. Now, a few times here and there, mouths, you'll kind of notice a little bit of that. I don't know what to call it, but it's that spongy kind of look to their mouth when they talk once in a great while. And it's only in the video footage, mainly. Now, from the report I've read, the main place where a lot of the AI up conversion has been used is in the new part that's coming out the 3rd day of the release, which will be Friday. Now, that's all the new footage from when they were actually making this, and it's basically just all the stuff of them in the studio working on Free as a Bird, Real Love, and Now and Then. So what I've read up on it is that's the stuff that's been mainly up converted, because I'm sure a lot of that was just straight either digital video or straight video at the time. Right. But like all the segments where the Beatles have been interviewed for this were shot in film, and it's in a strange aspect ratio. It'll cut between widescreen and 4:3, so they didn't crop off anything. So keep that in mind. But it does look like a lot of the newer interview footage has just been opened up, right? Like to a full widescreen aperture. But overall, so far, I'm kind of impressed, and I hate to say it because I do know there was some AI used on this in places. But I'm curious if they toned it down in other places, and if not, they paid really good attention to it to make sure you didn't wind up with any anomalies, which is what they got to do, right? But at the same time, I don't want it to get so good that they get so fucking lazy that they never scan anything again, right? Like, that's my fear. Yeah. And that's what we need to worry about going forward. But again, and also you have the AI in use with the new, on the album side of things too, where that I would say leaps and bounds is better. Now I'd love to play you guys a few snippets of it, but I'm sure we'd get nailed.
Yeah, especially with the Beatles.
Yeah, but like if you're familiar with Free as a Bird and Real Love, you know how muddy John sounded in those mixes. Hell, in Free as a Bird, he sounds like he's singing from the next room. Now he sounds like he's there. It sounds like John Lennon recorded it right next to the rest of the guys with his voice. You can even hear the shake in his voice still. So the AI has done a good job to not just recreate his voice, but recreate it as it was in the original recording without all the extra anomaly, right, surrounding it. Right. And it's brilliant. And this is where we've come to this point. I'm not an advocate for this, but I'm just saying we're getting there, kids. We're getting there. And this is, a big deal as far as, I don't know what all was AI up converted here and what's been scanned, but this looks good so far. And I'm kind of impressed considering it's streaming. Now, a lot of people are clamming for a Blu-ray release. We're probably going to get it, just like with Get Back, which you talked about before. Yeah, I want a 4K release, but yeah, anyhow. Yeah. So I can recommend it. Now, the box set is there's another thing that people are griping about. And I agree with this. I don't know why they didn't release Anthology 4 by itself. Because you have to buy all 3 of them, the early 3, that you probably already have as a Beatles fan, and they're exact same discs. As far as I can tell, nothing has been done to them. Right. I'm kind of disappointed because I thought Giles would go in with the AI and actually redo all the stuff that's in these earlier, because for those who don't know what this is, for the few that are listening that don't, this is all the outtakes and early recordings and Some of it's on really poor quality, like audio tape recordings and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So with new technology, they could have went in and cleaned a lot of this shit up, because some of it's damn near unlistenable in some. Like, it's not. So, but my understanding is these first three, they just went and put them. They just redid the same thing. They're the same thing. And why they didn't just release part 4 by itself is beyond me.
And
Like,
make
that's
more
what I don't
money.
get. Obviously.
Yeah.
And I mean, the record set is, don't even get me started on that, because you don't even want to know what the record set is.
Right.
This is just the CD set, and I paid over $100 for this. Right?
right.
I'm not happy about that, because I remember buying each one of the fucking double disc CDs back in the day for, almost $30
Right.
a piece. So I'm rebuying the same shit I already have again, just to get one fucking disc, or 2 discs in a one set. Right? I think it's 2 discs. But yeah, anyhow. But yeah, so it's 6 discs altogether. If you get the records, it's a lot more.
Yeah, especially newer. I'd rather. I mean, at that point, like you said, it's better to just buy the CD. I mean, unless you're a vinyl purist type of person.
Some people are, but even then, like, look,
but-
I'm going to tell you what most people tell everybody when it comes to this shit. Anything new vinyl sucks. And guess what, kids? It's coming from a digital master.
Yeah, all the new vinyls are digital. Like, it's
Yeah.
not the same as like your old vinyl that
No.
you bought back in the 70s, 80s, and probably.
Unless it specifies that it's from an analog master and it is from a digital. And there's only a few companies and brands of records now that I would even recommend as far as new stuff.
Yeah.
But anyhow. So yeah, I can recommend it to a point. I just be ready to pay for the pricey amount. Now, I think you can also get it on digital, but I think you still have to buy all 4 on that way too. And I don't know how much cheaper it is, but so.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because it's those people, some of those are the young hipster kids who's like, oh, I got vinyl.
Look, if you're listening to vinyl just for the experience, I'm not going to say shit. But if you're one of these people that's trying to come off and going, vinyl is superior and sounds so much better than da da da, and blah, 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 I'm like, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself, because you're going off some stupid bullshit that some idiot said 40 years ago that wasn't true. The reason some CDs sound like shit is the mastering. That's it. The same fucking mastering process that happens to records. And guess what? It's more of a crapshoot with records, because every so many hundred fucking pressings, they got to put a new lacquer on there. And those lacquers are only good for so many pressings. And then they got to recut the record again. And it's a crapshoot.
Yeah.
Depends on who's going to run those second or third runs. Because sometimes that's why the earlier runs are the most sought after versions of records, because they had the actual good
quality
tech guys on there, right?
Yeah.
And then when you get down the line, you got some dude named Joe who's only been working there 6 weeks, fucking doing.
He's
like,
pressing them.
well, not just that. It's when you're cutting the lathe, like it's a process you have to, like, doing a record is way different than your initial mastering process of how it just sounds in general on an audio tape, or in general on digital. Because for a record, you have to cut all the bass out.
Mm-hmm.
And to do that, that means it's a process, and you got to reconfigure where all the songs are by how much of the record it's going to use, because if it's a heavier bass song, it's going to use, or a louder song, it's going to use a lot more room than a softer, subtler song. So they try to push those off to the end of the record and the bigger songs off to the front of the record, so they have a lot more room. Because then you have a whatchamacallit in your sound system usually that'll reconfigure the output to where it sounds like it's supposed to sound.
Right.
But they have to compromise that audio to put it on that record to begin with. And I'm going to tell you, once you're starting to compromise audio, there's a compromise.
Yeah.
Period.
Yep.
And there's no record that can reach the fidelity that digital can. Hell, record can't even reach the fidelity that tape gets to. Right. In fact, VHS has some of the highest fidelity there is. When I worked in school, we mastered a lot of our shit on VHS tape.
That was one of the pluses of VHS, is they had good sound to them.
Oh God, yes, they had a much wider band than even it's. In some cases, you could argue it's probably better in some cases than CD, depending on what you're talking about. If you're going from a digital master to begin with, it's not going to matter. But if you're talking an analog master, yeah, your chances are, if you're going to do a master, you could master it on VHS and it would sound really fucking good, almost reel-to-reel quality kind of thing.
Yeah. It's just one of those weird things. It's like, yeah, it was shit for video quality, but it had good audio quality. But now there's people like myself who love watching a VHS every once in a while. But yeah, you're
That's
not
because
wrong
the
with
audio
that.
doesn't take as much room as the video. That's why.
Yes, that's true. That's true. I'm not for AI in films. If you mean like creating AI films, but like, do I think there's a potential for the AI to help? Yes, but like Tom said, I don't want people to get lazy and just AI it. I want film to
Right.
be scanned and stuff. You know, I
I
don't
think
think it
AI should be used for video and video only,
You know, I don't.
or things that are so bad that they need some sort of something done to them, perhaps. But outside of video, and I'm not even a fan of what it does to video. But
Mhm.
if some of these segments that I believe are video in the Beatles anthology, if that's what they did with the AI and they look that good, then we've reached that point where some of these old TV shows are going to actually start looking pretty good if they use this process. But that's the only as far as I want to go. And that's
Yeah.
because you're pulling out definition that wasn't there initially, that the computer is calculating somehow, some way. And as long as you got somebody paying attention to it, and you know, you don't end up with the I Love Lucy bullshit,
Yeah.
then I think we'll be okay. It will be great to get to see Family Ties and some of these other shows that were shot on video, or All in the Family, especially, that looks like shit,
Mhm.
be brought up to a point where it can be actually watched in a way that even people, because I get it when kids don't want to watch older shows and movies. I totally do. It's like, I understand it's difficult to get yourself into this regardless of how good the story is or how funny it is or whatever it is, because it's just looks like shit. And I'm somebody where I like, if I'm over at somebody else's house, or if I know I got a better version sitting at home, I'm not going to sit there and watch fucking Jaws at my friend's house, because it's just going to sit there and make me anxious the whole time, because I'm like, oh my God, he's got motion blur on.
Right.
Oh shit, this is only like 1080p, isn't it? And he's watching a DVD up converted through a fucking Blu-ray player. This looks like ass. You know, that's what I'm saying. Or
Yeah.
off a TV or some shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's coming through not through an HDMI cord, but an old fucking analog cord or some stupid shit. Yeah.
Coaxial cable.
You know, I'm the guy that usually fixes my family members or friends' TV, but like sometimes you just can't. You know, you got to know your boundaries of that shit. So you just got to either suck it up or whatever. And it's just like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm somebody where that just drives me nuts. And I'll say that to people at like Walmarts and crap too. I'm like, can't you go in and turn this shit off?
Turn the motion smoothing off so people can see what it's supposed to look like.
All it's doing is tricking a moron into thinking it looks cool.
Yeah. All right.
Sorry.
Well,
What do you got?
no, I'll keep it sort of with music, and but we have talked about this a bunch of times because you've brought it on and everything. But I finally watched it, and that's Wayne's World. Wayne's World, party time.
Party time. Excellent.
Excellent. She'd be Abraham Lincoln.
Sucking my will to live.
It is so. I have not seen Wayne. I know we've talked about it before, but I could talk to the movie before because I've seen it a bajillion times. Like you, I love those. Sure, thanks. When Garth,
real.
when Garth does,
They are real
thanks.
drumsticks too. They say
They were
Wayne's World
cool.
on them.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah, they're from Camelot Music.
those are cool. I like to play.
I like to play. No stairway denied.
And it's actually in this one.
I was gonna say, what was that? Was it that, like, I mean, I don't know how many times you watched it growing up on home video. I mean, a lot of people I think had this movie because it was one of the McDonald's movies, besides being a sell-through to begin with, right? So I'm sure a lot of people just remember it with the old bong 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 noise they put in there before.
Yep.
And now with it, it actually has the Stairway to Heaven sound. What did you think? Did it catch you off guard?
No, when I heard it, I was like, "Oh, it's finally!" Because I always, to me, growing up hearing that, I was like, "That's not Stairway to Heaven." You know, every time that part always confused me on home video. Is like he's not playing Stairway to Heaven.
Oh yeah, because if you didn't see it in theaters, then you didn't hear it.
Yeah, I didn't actually get to see this one in theater. I had to wait to home video.
I saw it like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, I wish I would. I wish I would have, but I didn't get a chance to. But no, when you hear it this time, you go, "That's Stairway to Heaven." It sounds. I mean, for people like maybe who didn't know, it does maybe take you by surprise for a minute. but like it finally, I'm like, it sounds like Stairway to Heaven when he plays, because that always aggravated me. It's like, he's not playing Stairway to Heaven. Why is you guys, But no, it was great. I love this movie. I think we talked once before how like I think it was on your channel maybe, where it's like they really capture something about suburban people, kids. Well, they're not really kids, but you know what I mean, like who were into like metal and who were in like Aerosmith, Ozzy, Queen, and stuff like me too,
leading into the grunge era, basically.
Yeah, sort of like in grunge, sort of like almost into that, because Garth,
the edge of hair metal leading into the grunge.
Yeah.
Wayne and Garth are those. I mean, they were kind of more based on the type of kids that Mike grew up in Canada with, which would be the punk rock kids, more or less.
Mm-hmm.
But, there was also this, I'm sure up there was a little bit of a different, and it kind of was the same thing here in the Midwest. I don't know how far it went over there into Ohio, but I mean, I know Cleveland being a big, rock and roll town, it probably did. But yeah, I mean, it was just this type of, like, the kind of guy that Wayne and Garth were, like my older cousins and shit were dating all the time, or they were my cousins.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they just would grow their hair out, they wore ripped jeans, generally Converse shoes or army boots, and they would be very laid back and usually stoned. Listen to a lot of Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
And they were probably the guys that turned me on to Pink Floyd or whatever. So like, it's just, these guys existed. They would do just what Wayne and Garth did every fucking Friday and Saturday night. They would just go run the strip in their car and play their music real loud and bang their head and yell at chicks and fucking go to a drive-in and go to a local band thing. This partially was my youth too. Like, I caught the tail end of this stuff because these guys were these were more like my older cousins' age. It's kind of what they were emulating. But I mean, again, this was just kind of that dazed and confused kind of era of kids of what, just that lost generation of just every Friday and Saturday night just running up and down the strip, getting high and drunk, and hopefully getting laid.
It is, and it like, it's amazing to me because like it really does tap into something that's universal, where this movie still plays to this day.
Right, and then you have the other aspect too with the TV show, but the
TV show, which is like sort of like YouTube. Everybody does YouTube now, like that.
Way ahead of its time, even though it was the public access thing too at that time. Which, for the younger audience who had never had access to that, this show is tame compared to some of the public access shit.
I know. I know that. Some of the weird shit that was on them public access channels back in the day, man.
Like, you think some queer shit's out there now.
It was crazy. But no, like, it's cool. Like, even like the stuff they talk about is stuff we're still talking about today. Like when they're on the car and they're whistling the Star Trek theme and they're talking about Star Trek. Or like,
they kind of capture a lot of those just rando nerd. That was the other thing is
they capture that sort of.
Kind of a Revenge of the Nerds-esque kind of thing with Wayne and Garth, because Garth is a straight up nerd.
Yes.
Right? Straight up nerd.
Straight up.
And Wayne, and the reason I always kind of loved Wayne is he was kind of like that guy. Like, he's cooler, he's cool, but he's not as cool as he thinks he is at the same time. If that makes sense. Yeah. He's kind of a nerd. He's kind of a geek. He's,
and that's also, you go ahead.
I'm sure in high school he used to pick his nose and pop his pimples in class. You know what I mean?
And it's like, you're exactly right, because the scene that best amplifies that, speaking of the Star Trek thing, is when they're in what's his name's apartment. Oh my God, I forgot his name. Benjamin's an apartment, and they're doing, and he tells them the whole spiel about the champagne, how it's all real French and everything. And then Wayne's like, "Oh, it's like Star Trek: The Next Generation, where yes, it is well received and great, but it will never be the original Star Trek." And they're all just look at him. So it's like, that's a great scene where you're talking about, like, he's cool, but he's not as cool as he thinks he is, especially after that moment where Benjamin
and he's insecure with Tia's character and all that kind of stuff. But anyway.
No, but it does capture like those people. I know there's people, and like even the like conversations they talk about Bewitched, Dick York, Dick Sargent, Star Trek, all that, the arcade. It's a great movie. I think it's a timeless movie. It holds up. I love watching it this time. I was really realized how well they set up all the jokes. all the jokes in the movie. It's like so perfectly set
Oh yeah,
up.
it's a very well written film considering I believe it's Mike Myers' first movie he wrote.
Mm-hmm. And I'm like straight to the whole the old man in the donut place in the beginning of the movie when they first get to the donut place, and then for the Scooby-Doo ending they bring him back. And like it's so all perfectly it's all perfectly set up, even to the point where like they know they're setting up the joke so well. So when they get to the Chris Farley moment where he explains everything about Mr. Big, you see Garth just like smiling at the camera because he knows exactly where it's leading. So like it's so perfect. It's almost a perfect movie. So I think it's great. Yeah, now the second one, you can say what you want about the second one. It's maybe not as good as the first one, but it's still pretty darn funny. So I didn't watch the second one, but I watched this, and this, like Tom mentioned before, this doesn't look too bad. There are spots, some of the, like in the beginning and here and there, where it doesn't look like there's some weird moments there where
Whatever they did, with the trying to clean it up, there's some anomalies and shit.
Yeah, there's just a few anomalies, but I would say it's worth it. And you can get this right now if you want. I believe this is part of like everybody's 4K Black Friday sales right now.
Yeah, and I don't know if the Steelbook is available anymore either.
Yeah, so. I think the Steelbook is gone, but yeah, this is pretty cheap right now.
But if you have the old Steelbook, it's the same exact one from what I remember. It's the old Blu-ray Steelbook. Yeah, so if you have it, you can just swap it out.
Nice.
Yeah, because there's nothing on the actual Steelbook that says it's 4K, I don't think, except for maybe the spine. So
yeah, there you guys go. Did you feel that Wayne's World rift? No, I don't think Wayne's World rift from Bill and Ted.
No, and not only that, Wayne had started doing this character, I think, before Bill and Ted come out. Now, as far as getting it to Saturday Night Live and all that kind of stuff, I'm sure there was a little time. But like a lot of what what Mike Myers was doing was based on, his growing up in Canada. And that's where I said it kind of reflects a lot of the Midwest. And I think that's where they were able to kind of place it in Illinois and it still work. Right. Because otherwise, I mean, if you've tried to do this, like, yeah, this kind of shit happened in California, but that was back in the American Graffiti time. I have no idea if by this point that, running up and down the strip as a teenager was a cool thing to do in LA. Maybe if you were a fucking hooker, I don't know. I don't know anymore by that point. But like, yeah, us still being able to do that in that time period, because this is in the early to mid 90s, and it's emulating like that late 70s period when Mike Myers would have been coming to age, right? Like that's kind of what it is, even though it's set in the modern day. But that's also kind of the joke, is that Wayne is kind of stuck in time because he's like this 30-year-old teenager, right? Yeah. Like,
and they call him kids and teenagers the whole movie.
Yeah, and he clearly isn't. And I know you can tell. I mean, maybe 27-ish because he's, exactly. He's that guy that can't move out of his parents' house yet, and he's still, you know what I mean.
Exactly. It is so funny because like when they start talking about him, like even from like they're about Rob Lowe's age, they look like almost, and he's like, oh yeah, the kids, the teenagers love him.
I think Rob's supposed to be a little bit older, but yeah, I get
of course, but they all look like they're the same.
Right. Well, yeah, because they probably are in real life, but no, like I mean, I think they're trying to play off that Wayne and Garth are like in their late 20s, but I think even pushing early 30, because that's kind of the joke, right? Is that Wayne still lives at home. He doesn't have a fucking job. His only job is that he does this public access TV show that he doesn't get paid for. Right? Like, so, I mean, where does he get his fucking money?
Exactly.
And then, oh God, Ed O'Neill.
Oh,
this always happened to me. Why do they always come to me to die? Why do they always come to me to die?
Exactly. Your father's still beating heart and show it to him is how black it really is. It's so good. What's up, Random Brad? Glad to see you out in the chat. I miss you, man. Yeah,
it's funny that in more recent years, I don't know if you heard about this yet. I'm sure I talked about it when I brought it on, but Dana Carvey almost didn't return as Garth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he read the first version of the script. He's like, I got nothing to do here.
Yeah.
He's like, why am I even here? He's like, I'm thanks, but no thanks. Good luck.
Yeah.
So there was a hot minute where they were considering recasting somebody else as Garth, and I don't remember if it was Lorne Michaels or somebody else who probably talked to Michael, and he's like, look, you can't do this without him. Like, and they rewrote their part and gave him a little bit more to do, and then they represented it to Dana. And yeah, I mean, as far as I know, they get along just fine. He was just on
Yeah, he was just on his
podcast, and I haven't
Yeah.
got a chance to watch it yet. I wish I had. If I'd known you brought this on, maybe I'd had a little more insight. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. I never knew that before. Because I just assumed, Wayne and Garth. I mean, it's Wayne and Garth.
It's But yeah.
And Garth, I mean, that is so much Dana Carvey's character, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, Mike, I don't think can take any real credit for Garth at all. Because for those who don't know, Garth is based on Dana's actual brother.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Where he's like autistic and shit. Yeah.
Yeah. And because, like you said, Mike had been doing Wayne since back in Canada, and he just brought the character over to Saturday Night Live. And
or whatever he was doing with
Harvey
it.
was all his. Yeah. It was.
Yeah. Dana would do a similar version of that for other things, but it was never anything he brought out before, and it just seemed that Garth was the right place to do it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess the whole shtick, everything about Garth is his brother. The entire thing, the way he talks, walks, acts, responds, reacts, like everything.
When he's sitting there,
we fear change.
When he's looking at Dan Aykroyd's wife, well, I think she's his ex-wife now.
Donna Dixon, yeah.
Yeah, and he falls off the chair. Oops, I slip.
It's a little slip.
Gets up.
They want you to get them.
Yeah, the thing I've learned about women is they want you to chase them. When he's looking at her. Oh, it's such a good movie. It is almost a perfect movie. It's
It's a great film, and it was really kind of different, and that's why it's hard to compare it to like Bill and Ted or Beavis and Butthead or other duos of that era, because it breaks. That's the other thing, is it breaks the fourth wall through the whole movie, right? Like the movie, I mean, Wayne and Garth are talking to the audience the whole time.
Yeah.
Right. And the one time people try to, they get yelled at, like Ed O'Neill.
Hey, only Garth and I can talk to the camera.
Who is that?
It is good. And that's why I say, yes, they do break the fourth wall. That's why I said they set up the jokes so perfectly. They get to a point where they're
That's how they get away with the ending, yeah.
Yeah. They get to the point where they know they're setting up the jokes so well, they stare at the camera and smile like, you see, you pay attention to that, we're setting this up.
Yeah, because otherwise the end would be a huge cheat.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for that, because it has that Clue ending to it. And you're like, okay, is this movie ever going to end now? Or what's going on here? Because it goes completely like Blazing Saddles off the rails at the end. But they bring it back, and like you said, it's kind of like the Scooby-Doo ending, the happy ending, the super sad ending, and all that shit. But yeah.
It's good. I do wish there was a little more special features on here and everything. That's the one big problem.
And I'm upset they didn't carry over the DVD fucking menu. Do you remember that?
Yes, I believe so. Excuse me, sorry.
So they do have it on YouTube. It's basically
it's
like the old cable
it's the
setup where you'd go through the thing, and you actually had things where you could click on everything. Yeah. And they had clips and shit from shows and other stuff they did for it. It's like, why did they not carry this over? That was one of the best DVD menus ever.
I actually just talked to somebody about that, and it was saying what they do with the menus now with the just using the picture. That's one of the cheapest things they could do.
Oh, absolutely. It's like the lamest. It's like the type of shit you used to be able to do with Nero back in the day.
I don't adhere to those lists. Most of the time, those lists suck. Occasionally, they'll get a couple comedies on those right, but yeah, I don't. Those 100.
Oh God, don't get me started on that motherfucker.
Yeah, those don't. No, but anyways, we've talked about that before. I finally watched my 4K of it, so yes, it's an incredible movie. I love it.
Fish face.
Yeah. And isn't it great? We all learn to be better people.
All right. Speaking of comedies, if it's my turn.
Oh, yes.
The Naked Gun.
Oh, you finally watched it on the
I've seen it a few times now. It's better than I had a fucking right to be goddamn. Not only that, it's an hour and 25 minutes. It's all it needs to be. Now, I haven't watched any of the special features. It looks good on Blu-ray. It's a 4K native film. Digital, obviously. But, it's fun. It was fun. It's decently priced. I think about $25. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, it's
so
they should have called it The Son of the Naked Gun. I don't understand why they didn't, but that's one of the names of the special features. It's like, that's your title, you morons, because this is not a remake. It's not even technically a reboot. It's a sequel, because Frank Jr. is Frank's kid.
no, I hate that they're doing that now. They did it with Halloween. They did it with Scream.
Yes.
Naked Gun. They need to stop doing that. They need to stop doing
That, or why did they call it the Nakeder Gun or something stupid?
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like the Son of the Naked Gun makes sense, because that even kind of it's like a little throwback to the the old kind of shows that the original Police Squad was making fun of. So like, yeah, I just don't get it. But the movie itself is fun. Like, okay, so the plot is pretty simple. Not John Huston. Shit. What's his name? His kid, John Huston's kid. Damn it. I just forgot his name. Somebody in the chat will get it. Anyway, he's the bad guy, and he's made a machine that makes people turn into their most primal selves, because he wants to. It's kind of funny how the movie works, because he wants to take things back to basically before they were woke. And of course, Frank's like all for this shit.
Right.
So until like the whole thing with the plot device, the PLOT device. Yeah, Danny Houston. Yeah, is what they got to find. And I mean, the chemistry between what's her face from Pamela Anderson and fucking Liam Neeson is great. Even better than Lisa Marie, or not Lisa Marie. Yeah. No, not.
It's Lisa Marie Presley. Yeah. No.
Was it Lisa Marie?
No, that's his daughter.
I was gonna say that's his daughter. No, it's his wife. God damn it!
What is her name?
I know. I just forgot it, because she has a cameo in this too.
Yeah.
Damn it. Says you did 17 years for men's laughter. Must have been a real funny joke. Priscilla, Jesus.
Thank you, Priscilla. Yeah.
I've ate too many edibles evidently. Anyhow, no, it's a funny fucking movie. Better than it had a right to be, even though they left the Zaz group. And I'm kind of see why now maybe the movie would have turned out better than it had if they hadn't had Abrams or any of those guys around. Because I said this when I reviewed the first film. One of the reasons this movie works better in some ways than even possibly the other sequels, maybe even the original Naked Gun movie, and I hate to say that because there's a lot of people that are going to throw shit at me right now, is because this movie is set back in the airplane world. Everybody in the movie is in the same world. They're in on the same joke. It's not like the Naked Gun movies where that group of characters were like plopped into the real world and everybody treats them like they're fucking morons. Right? Like, see, because that's the issue with this, and anybody who's seen the Zucker Abrams films, knows what I'm talking, right? Like, everybody is dumb. Everybody's in on the joke. Everybody's saying the same kind of jokes to each other because they're all in that same universe together.
Right.
And when you get to the Naked Gun movies, those feel a little out of place for me, and this is why I've always had kind of an issue with them. It's just like Frank Drebin all of a sudden is Ernest. You know what I mean? Because he's like just a stupid character that people are just kind of going, what the fuck? And it's all about their reaction to him then. It's like, no, that's not what the joke was ever about. If you haven't, you guys forgot how to do this. Like, what the fuck?
That's what I was going to ask you about that, because they were saying they missed they missed it with this new movie, and I was thinking, from what I understood, what's his name? From Family Guy, Seth. Whatever.
He's just one of the producers, but I'm sure he had a little bit of an influence on it.
He was a huge fan of the show. He was a huge fan of the Naked Gun show.
The Police Squad show, which makes sense because that show is set in the airplane universe. Everybody's in on the joke, right? Like to the point where the one time somebody who isn't in on the joke, it's one of the funniest bits in the entire show. And I'll explain this. So for the end of every show, they would do a freeze frame ending. But you could tell they were just standing there. Right? Because somebody would always fuck something up or do something as the joke. Well, one time, this guy who's being arrested, he's like, just kind of looks around and he's like, why is nobody moving? And he gets up and he's going to like get away, but then he can't get out of the TV screen. He's stuck within the confines. So it's a fourth wall joke. It's fucking brilliant. That's in a nutshell what Airplane and The Naked Gun and Top Secret are, right? Like,
Right.
that's what they should be anyway. Naked Gun fell off that map with the movie. It's because it's a greatest hits recount of everything from the TV show. And Naked Gun, even though they swear, oh, it's better as a movie because you're not paying attention on TV. It's like, no, it works as a TV show because it's making fun of TV shows. People forget, and that's why this movie works, because it's basically a movie version of a procedural police show.
Right.
It's making fun of Dragnet. It's making fun of all these other fucking cop shows that were in the 60s and 70s or whatever, 50s and 60s and 70s. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it's doing. And this movie gets that.
Yeah.
Only it adds in all the shit from, like, big major action films and shit.
Right.
But it's still set in that universe, and that's what fucking matters, and it's fucking hilarious. There's so many great bits in here. I mean, shit, just listening to Danny Houston and fucking Liam go back and forth with the whole fucking Black Eyed Peas conversation is worth the film itself.
I need to see it. I haven't seen it. I need to see it.
Don't forget about Fergie. I'd never forget about Fergie.
I'm with you. I need to see it too. I've been meaning to. So
it takes a few minutes to get into, because I admit that first joke that everybody has seen in the trailers is probably the worst joke in the whole movie. Right, where he comes in, he's the little girl, and he rips off the thing, and that's probably the lamest joke in the whole movie, but from there on out, it gets better. I'm just wondering, because I haven't got to watch the deleted scenes or anything like that yet. I want to check it out. But I'm just curious, because I talked to somebody who saw an earlier screening of this film, and this is where I started hearing that the movie was good, because he's like, this movie's fucking great. I'm like, what do you mean it's great? He's like, it's fucking better than I thought it can be. And he goes, there's some OJ jokes in here that he's like, I'll be surprised if they make it to the final cut. Like, there's only one OJ joke in the movie. That's the one that's in the trailer. So I'm like, clearly they didn't make the final cut. But I guess there was at least 2 or 3 more OJ jokes that were really fucking good.
But we do have a naysayer. Double Fest said the reboot sucked. So.
Some people didn't like it. I mean, if you didn't, I get it. But to me, that's what made it work for me, because I've never been I couldn't get through Naked Gun 2. I've never seen Part 3.
Part 3 is the worst.
That's what I've heard anyway. So it's like, if I can't get through 2, because 2 felt like a straight-to-video movie. And I'm watching this movie going, this is worse than the first one. At least the first one was a greatest hits. But it was a greatest hits where, like, Kiss Smash Thrashes and Hits and some of those others, where the band re-records the songs, so they sound fucking tired and old when they're singing. That's kind of what Naked Gun feels like to me, is that. And I get it. People love and adore that movie, and it made #1 on that list of 100 comedies from Variety this week.
It did.
We're all scratching our head going, what the ever-loving fuck?
Now, see, the thing with me is I saw the movie before the show, so I like the movie.
I get it.
I get your points, though. So I completely get your points. So
if you haven't seen the show, though, see the fucking show.
I've seen the show.
No, I'm talking to anybody in the audience, too, because the show is infinitely better than the movie was. Because it runs like it's supposed to. You get the jokes. Like, one of the best jokes it's in the show, too. Like, they steal it and everything. Like, you know, the trash can, and where they're shooting at each other, but they're so close that they can't hit each other. Like, there's just so many of these jokes they steal, put right back into the movies.
Yeah. I believe it was canceled because it was like one of those shows that was ahead of its time.
It was a mid-season replacement, first of all, I believe. And then, like Abrams of the Zucker Abrams group, his whole thing, I believe, was that he thinks it was because people didn't watch television, he said. Even back then. So even before cell phones, his excuse as to why it didn't work on TV was that people didn't watch close enough, because all the sight gags and stuff, and the show doesn't necessarily work just audibly, which I also disagree. Because there's plenty of like a lot of the don't call me Shirley type jokes are all throughout the show, even more so than the movies. Like I said, everybody in that universe is in the same universe. So everybody Franks talks to is an idiot. They answer the same way, like the Shirley type shit. You know what I mean? Like, they all answer the same kind of way, you know. In the movie, the only people that are in the same universe besides the police squad group is Priscilla Presley. Otherwise,
Yeah.
everybody else in the police in the movies are like, unlike the Police Squad show, they're normal people like in the real world, and they act like Frank is basically fucking Ernest. You know what I mean? Like when Ernest would fuck something up and Ernest.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, and I definitely agree. It's not the number one comedy of all time.
No.
It's not. It's a great. I mean, I think it's a great comedy, but it's not number one.
It's a ripoff of itself. How can it be?
Exactly. But I do need to see that. I mean, other than Boba Fett out there, I've heard good things about the new one. I've heard.
Yeah.
Boba Fett. You're about to only be honest with you, Boba Fett. You're the only one I've ever heard said they didn't like it. So.
Yeah. No, I enjoyed it. I do want to check out the deleted scenes to see if some of the OJ jokes made it in there. Doubtful.
Yeah.
Again, I say the biggest thing they missed is they should have called it the Son of the Naked Gun.
They probably.
I want some more of these.
I hate that. I think they do that because they think they're clever. Like, you know what? We're going to hide what this movie is really about, so we're going to call it the same name as the original.
You would think you wouldn't want to do that, though, right? Like,
know,
look at this from this perspective. Right now, remakes are like nobody wants a remake.
Exactly.
It's like the reverse of the 80s. Back in the 80s, they would just as soon do a remake than they would a sequel. I know that's hard to fucking believe, but that's why we got all those remakes in the 80s.
Yeah.
Now you're better off going, no, this is a sequel. That's why I can't believe Halloween worked, other than the fact that we called it Halloween 2018.
Yeah.
And it is technically called that, right? Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, but like Scream and all these other ones that did the same fucking thing. It's like, you know, if you'd actually advertised it as a sequel, again, it was successful, but that's the point, is you're confusing the fucking audience that does, and not only that, it's just, there used to be rules about this shit, and it's even gotten to the point where I don't even understand how they can make so many movies in the same fucking year with the same title anymore. It used to be a big deal when you wanted to reuse a title back in the day. You'd have to get permission and all this other stuff, and sometimes if you're talking within 5-6 years of something, they wouldn't let you, because they're like, no, that's going to cause confusion. But now we live in this world where there's literally like 10 movies that come out in one year called Werewolf.
Yeah. It's true.
You know, and shit like that. It's like, how can we have this shit?
It's like lack of creativity anymore.
Well, not just that. It's like the Asylum is taken over. And I mean that literally, the Asylum video group. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and Rob Zombie's Halloween. So it's called it's not actually called Rob Zombie's Halloween. It's called Halloween, but everybody
calls it the Rob Zombie's Halloween. Yeah,
that's what we have to call it.
So yeah, no. Other than the name, which I still feel was a huge mistake, because the Son of the Naked Gun is right in front of your fucking face.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it pays homage to so many things, even back to like things like the Pink Panther and stuff like that, which is from the era that the original Police Squad is kind of poking fun at.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of have that little like wink, wink, nod, nod, and it works for the title in my opinion. It's clever enough. But no, the movie was better than it had a fucking right to be. That's the best I can give it. I mean, I'd give it like a 7 or an 8 out of 10. I'm not going to say it's a 10 out of 10, but yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'll have to get on that one.
You might get it on a Black Friday sale, but I doubt it because it's so new. You might have to wait till next year for that, but it's not going anywhere. There is no Steelbook as far as I know. So
yeah, my biggest thing is here lately. I just have not had money to buy much of nothing lately. I've been,
I hear you.
It's the holidays and everything.
I need a vehicle, so
yeah. It's the holidays and everything, and plus I have to save back money, and don't even get me started with this YouTube shit. So
yeah.
What is up, Heather Preston? Glad to see you. Yeah, but the Son of Pink Panther was a choice. But that's the point. It was making fun of it, so
right.
It would have been made fun of it. So
yeah, just lean into it at that point, right? Like, because that's kind of the whole thing, and even part of the movie's whole thing is he wants to live up to his daddy's image, right? So
right, yeah.
But he's the only one who doesn't realize that his daddy was a total fuck up. So, but in this universe, his daddy wasn't, and that's the whole point. Is in the original Police Squad universe, Frank Drebin is supposed to be like that, you know,
best cop.
best dirty Harry kind of cop, right? And that's kind of what they're doing here too with his son again. But he's completely unaware of how bad of a cop he is, even though they're telling him this, because he's just that much more removed than his father ever was. Because he's just full of himself, like, on top of it all. Which is what helps make Liam Neeson make it his own, right? Like, it doesn't feel like he's just trying to be Leslie Nielsen. It's Liam Neeson doing his own thing, his own character, and it works. It works for the movie. I mean, if you've seen him do any of his comedy stuff before, don't be afraid. He's got great comedic timing. Yeah,
he does. He always has. All right. Well, I will get to my next pick. Not Naked Gun, but it does have Ed O'Neill in it.
Oh, I was gonna say, I just thought you were gonna go, but it does have naked women in it now. Dutch.
No naked women this week. No naked
That's
women.
That's one I still haven't gotten my hands on.
I got Dutch with Ed O'Neill and Ethan. He's called his name Ethan Randall in this, but his name is Ethan Embry. The actor. Yeah, the actor. So yeah, Dutch. I talked a little bit about on my channel because I didn't like do a video review on it, but it's like this is one of the movies that Disney now owns, and it's not streaming anywhere. So it's not streaming anywhere.
Did it ever get an official Blu-ray release?
It did from Anchor Bay. It's one of the out of print Anchor Bay Blu-rays.
I was gonna say, I know it's expensive. That was the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and the DVD is still available, but it's like still almost about 20. It's like $16, almost 20 for the DVD, which is still a little high for a DVD. So, but yeah, you can get the DVD of it. It's not streaming anywhere. Disney owns this, so. Good luck if we'll ever see it again. But yeah, I think this is a great companion to Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. It's produced by John Hughes, so it's very much in the same vein as it.
It's kind of like Uncle Buck meets Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Yeah, a little bit. That's a great way to put it. Yeah.
It's got that vibe to it. Yeah.
Yes, yes, it is an Ed O'Neill night. It's kind of sad that Ed O'Neill was so typecast as Al Bundy that he couldn't succeed in movies. You know, that was, I remember.
Well, and it didn't help that basically here he's playing Al Bundy 2.0. I mean, come on.
But rich. He's Al Bundy, but rich. But you're not supposed to know that till near the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. But his money doesn't count because he worked for it. That's what he says in the movie. But no, yeah, it's great, and it's a fun movie. It's very, I never really thought about that. It is kind of like Uncle Buck meets Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. So the gist of the story is as Ed O'Neill is dating this woman who has divorced Shooter McGavin from Happy Gilmore, who he was rich and she wasn't, but he knocked her up. They had a kid. They were married, then they got divorced, and now their son is basically his. But he's at a private school, and he was supposed to spend Thanksgiving with his dad, but his dad is not going to spend Thanksgiving with him. So she wants her son back, basically, to be the mom to him. And Ed O'Neill goes up there to get him from the private school to bring him back and, try to be friends with him and everything. And what goes wrong can go wrong. Very much similar to Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. They have this like back and forth between each other, trying to outdo each other. They do actually play quite well off them. And speaking of
John Hughes does really well with road films, where he would really have this good way of making a believable connection between people that normally wouldn't get along. You know what I mean? Like it could at any moment it could turn schmaltzy, it could turn unbelievable, very Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
But especially with Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, this and National Lampoon's Vacation, he found ways of making it believable that you can have this bonding experience. Not so much with National Lampoon's Vacation, but definitely with Planes, Trains, and this. That bonding experience that can happen, especially when you're traveling with somebody so close in proximity for so long.
Spending so much time with it. It feels real, too, even though, it's fictional and it's a movie and some of the situations get into could never happen, but it almost feels like real, like it could happen. You know what I mean? He has a great way of doing that. And which is funny though, speaking of like sort of, even though it has nothing to pertain to what you just talked about, but speaking of like police procedurals and everything, Ed O'Neill and Ethan Embry were both the cops in the Dragnet revival series in the 90s. So it's late 2000s, maybe, I think, early 2000s.
Really?
Yeah. They
I don't
did,
even remember that.
yeah, they redid Dragnet. It was on one season, 22 episodes, and they were both. Ed O'Neill played the main. Was it Friday? Is that his name? Friday, the main guy, or is that? Yeah, like the Dan
Yeah,
Aykroyd. His name
the
was
original
Friday.
character is
Yeah,
Friday,
Friday.
Which
Yeah,
is funny because I almost brought on the French Connection, but I didn't get it finished watch. Because guess what else? Who else Ed O'Neill played?
Who else?
Popeye Doyle on TV.
Oh, that's right. He did. He did. But no, yeah, Ed O'Neill and him both played. They played partners on the Dragnet revival series after Married with Children wrapped, and
I did not know that.
Yeah, it only ran one season. So, yeah, Ed O'Neill was supposed to play Al in Deadwood. Really? I couldn't have seen
I'm glad
that.
he didn't.
Yeah, I'm glad I couldn't have seen him play Swearingen. That wouldn't have worked.
That's Ian Black all the way, man. Or Ian McShane, that's his name.
Yeah, but no, it's a great movie. It is a fun movie, and like the whole point of the movie is like you said, it's culture clash. Like, because like Ethan's character, the 13-year-old kid, he's like rich aristocrat, smarmy douchebag little kid who thinks he's better than everybody, and then Ed O'Neill's like this working class Al Bundy type character who is like, I'm going to make this kid my friend. And, but then you do find out, spoilers later on, that he is actually rich, but he owns his own construction company, but he worked to make his money.
He was a blue collar guy.
He was a blue collar guy to begin with. He worked.
Well, what's funny is this movie shows you how good of a writer John Hughes is, because it's basically over the top.
Mm-hmm. It sort of is, actually. Yeah.
It's over the top, but funny.
But meant to
or
be
at least
funny.
it's meant to be funny. Yeah. With less arm wrestling, but still.
I love over the top though.
Yeah, thank you, Davina. With less arm wrestling. Yes.
I do like the I just, speaking of, I know we're getting off topic here, but I just saw that Norm Macdonald Saturday Night Live clip with Schwarzenegger, or not Schwarzenegger. Oh my God, I said Schwarzenegger, but Stallone. With Stallone. Yeah, have you seen that? It was just,
maybe I have back in the day, but
it was just like on my feed. It is like, it's where Norm Macdonald is on Saturday Night Live, got in a car wreck and he was being rescued by Stallone, and he's like, "Oh, what were you thinking about Over the Top? What was that movie all about?"
Oh shit, I think I've seen that. Yeah.
It says like, I don't know. Sometimes he's like, "Did you like get the script and read? Oh, this is really good." That Norm Macdonald.
He said, "I just took a payday. I got paid really good."
It was just so good. I was laughing my ass off because like that whole the way Norm Macdonald just delivered it is so deadpan, and it's just Stallone himself.
How are you thinking about Over the Top?
Yeah, read that script and think I'm going to get an Oscar for this.
Yeah, Norm Macdonald.
He was great.
He was a legend.
He was. But yeah, Dutch is great. Check it out. You may have to sell the high seas and hire it if you want. Like I said, the DVDs, you can still get the DVD, but the Blu-ray, you're not getting the Blu-ray. So
yeah, it's one of those rare Thanksgiving movies too. So yeah, right?
And it's a Thanksgiving movie. That's why I watched it, because they're going home for Thanksgiving.
John Hughes and his holidays.
Yeah. Who would have thought?
But he still makes them feel almost fresh every time, but yet there's still a John Hughes movie at the same time. It's so strange. He's one of the most, because we were just talking about this earlier when we talked about the 100 films thing. He has no movies on that list.
That's ridiculous.
I'm like, how the fuck?
Yeah.
Do you not
even
have
Planes, Trains?
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, at least. Home Alone, Uncle Buck. How are those three movies not on there?
Yeah. That's insane. They did. Yeah, that's
where's the fucking Breakfast Club?
Mm-hmm.
Or if not, at least one of his teen comedies. I mean, yeah, the Breakfast Club is probably the least of the comedies, but 16 Candles is fucking hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
National Lampoon's Vacation? Hello?
Yeah.
And everybody's like, when I said, and not Christmas Vacation?
Yeah.
And even Paul's like, that's one of the funniest fucking movies ever.
It is.
And how many times are you going to get to a threequel and the fucker's that good?
Exactly. And way better than the second movie, or even Ferris Bueller. Yeah, Ferris Bueller.
I would almost argue that Christmas Vacation is better than the first film.
And I think it's, I think over time, because so many, like with Christmas, I think more people watch that than the first one.
And you don't even need to see the first two to get it.
You don't. You just, no, it's his family, and it
it just
Yeah.
works.
just works. It's great.
Not only that, where the fuck was Christmas Story? Even though that has nothing to do with John Hughes, but it's Christmas. But yeah, no, that list pissed me off.
Yeah,
There's another movie, my movie next, that's not on that list, and I'm going to get to that too.
yeah.
Yeah, Christmas Vacation made no sense to me. It's like,
How is
of
that
all
not
the-
even on there?
of all the films that I remember growing up that would like be a comedy that was a defining comedy of an era, that's a movie where I have yet to meet anybody who's like, I don't like that movie.
Right?
No, everybody who asks, have you seen National Lampoon's Christmas? We watch it every fucking year.
Every
It's
year.
a classic. The shitter's full.
Exactly. Everybody, even the people that you think when you're like, well, this guy don't really watch movies.
Yeah, you're
or
sitting there talking to
TV
guys
at
like,
all.
oh, holidays are such a drab place.
Yeah.
It's like, have you seen National Lampoon's Vacation? Oh, delightful fucking film. Shitter's full.
Exactly. Everybody and their mama seen it, and how that, and definitely Planes, Trains, and Automobile, which I think is one of the most funniest fucking movies ever. Myself,
Right?
how is that not on 100 comedies greatest comedy list
Why
of
did
all
you
time?
kiss my ear? I mean, that scene alone. That scene alone. Why are you holding my hand?
Why are you
Where's
holding
your other hand? Between two pillows. Those aren't pillows.
Exactly. How can you not, like, just thinking about it? I'm laughing. It's
See the Bears game last week? Yeah, good game. Hell of a game.
Yeah.
Hell of a
How
game.
about the Bears? How about this?
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
Where's your other hand? Between two pillows. Those aren't pillows.
The funniest fucking scenes ever. I swear. Just
yes, and the F-bomb scene is hysterical as well, especially when you get to the point where she says, "Oh boy, you're fucked," and you just
Yes.
like, you lose it.
there's
You
three.
lose it.
There's three scenes in the whole. I mean, there's tons of scenes. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But the three key scenes in this movie where I'm like, how is this not in the top 10?
Mhm.
At least the scene we just watched, the F word scene,
Yeah.
and the driving the wrong way scene.
Exactly. Yes.
You're driving the wrong way. What? You're driving the wrong way. He says
Oh,
we're driving
he's
the wrong
drunk.
way. Ah, he's drunk. How does he know where we're going? Thank you.
And especially when they get to the truck and he turns to the
Yeah.
devil, you're just cracking your ass up because he turned
And
into
then
the
afterwards,
devil.
he's like, you finally did it to yourself. And he's like, yeah, but I put, but you remember you put your wallet in the car and I put the card back in your wallet when we gassed up.
And then he punches him in the stomach. He says, "That's how Houdini died, you know." Oh,
Do you
see,
think
like-
this automobile is safe enough to drive on the road? Yes, actually I do, officer. I mean,
radio still
do you have
works.
any idea how fast you were going? Well, frankly, no, sir, because the speedometer's melted. In fact, the whole dashboard's gone. But the radio still works.
Yeah.
Damnedest thing.
I
I
haven't
got
even
those griddle marks on my ass.
I feel like I'm at summer
Let me
camp.
over. I'm done.
Yeah, when he's laughing and he's laughing in the bathroom and he's shutting the door. He shuts the door.
Yeah, there's two kids in fucking camp again. It's a great fucking
It is.
movie about how guys become friends.
Mhm.
And you know, it is two guys. It's a new take on The Odd Couple, which is another brilliant thing.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that's been done how many million fucking times? But yeah.
Ever
Anyway,
since
that's not
it-
even what we were talking about. We were talking about.
Well,
the
it
other
goes
movie.
right along with Dutch and
Dutch,
Thanksgiving.
yeah.
So.
I mean, I wish I'd seen it more time. I seen it a lot as a kid because
Mhm.
Fox brought it out as a sell through. So it was one I had as a kid on VHS, but it didn't quite get the love on DVD or Blu-ray, like you said, and I never got a chance to re-get it again. I don't know if I'll get lucky and somebody will send me a copy of it that, you know, our buddy, but
Yeah.
you never know. So maybe next year I'll have it. But yeah, no, it's a great fucking film.
It's a
It's
fun film,
sad
yeah.
it hasn't gotten. John Hughes just after seeing that list, I'm going, he doesn't get enough love.
He does.
And we never even mentioned, like, how does Ferris Bueller's Day Off
How's
not
that
wind
not?
up on that list?
Or even Weird Science, and that's the
Or
one.
Weird Science?
I love
Like,
that
I
movie,
mean,
but it's one of his lower ones.
exactly. Like, we haven't even started. Like, we're just naming off all these classic films. Even the guy's lesser films, like Great Outdoors and shit, are now considered underrated classics. I mean, come on.
That's why I do not like those lists. I do not like those lists at
No.
all. And that's also why I don't like making lists myself, because like I love so many movies, I just cannot decide where to put what.
And I know there's at least a half a dozen John Hughes movies I'm just forgetting off the top of my head too. I mean, shit. I mean, what was the other one he did? Was it Sure Thing or no? What was the other one with John Cusack? I'm trying to think.
Yeah, it was. Did
It's not
John
Sure
do
Thing. It's the other one, wasn't it?
The radio, is that the one you're talking about with the radio?
Oh no, Say Anything. There was that one, but no, was that his? I gotta look his movies up now. I'm trying to remember. He's got a few of them that I'm just like I even forget all the time. I'm like, oh yeah, that is a John Hughes movie. Okay, we got 16 Candles, Ferris Bueller, Breakfast Club, Pretty in Pink, Uncle Buck, All the Regulars, Home Alone, Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon's Vacation, Great Outdoors.
He did Curly
Some Kind
Sue.
of Wonderful. Career Opportunities. That's one of my least favorite of his, I remember.
Yeah.
Mr. Mom, that's right. He fucking wrote Mr. Mom. I forgot about that.
He also did Curly Sue, which I think is
Yep, Curly Sue, Only the Lonely.
He was part of Dennis the Menace movie?
Yes.
I didn't know
he was
that
one
one.
of the writers on that, I believe, yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Drill
Baby's
Bit
Day Out.
Taylor?
Yeah, I think that he did a rewrite on that or something like that. But yeah, no, I mean, he's a very undersung writer director, and yeah, he just doesn't get enough credit.
Yeah, he does it. Oh,
he wrote Beethoven as well. So that's Harold Ramis and John Hughes. Damn.
No wonder that movie was good.
Yeah.
He did Only the Lonely with John
Yes.
Candy. I haven't seen that movie in freaking years.
That's a great fucking flick.
It is. I have not seen.
See, that
I
one
think
kind of
that's
upset
hard
me because
one
that
to
was the
find.
other one I saw. I remember that John Candy should have won an Oscar, or at least a nod for.
Yeah.
But, oh yeah, here he is, John Hughes. Yeah, is one of the writers on Beethoven.
What's up, Clark the Shark? Glad to see you.
Speaking of Thanksgiving movies, Beethoven has a Thanksgiving scene.
Yeah, it does. It does.
And speaking of dogs, unless you're done with that.
Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, we can move on to you if you're ready to.
This movie came out in the height of the terrier craze. And I'm surprised it wasn't on the 100 greatest comedy list when another Jim Carrey movie did make the list, and this one didn't. I couldn't believe it. Somebody stop me. The Mask from Arrow. So here we got the new 4K release.
Nice. I do like that Arrow started putting slip covers over their boxes.
Yes,
I do like
this.
that.
So inside you got the book here. I'll pull that out real quick. See it?
Ooh, nice. Cameron Diaz looked freaking hot.
Diaz.
But
There's even, and I brought up the dog thing because there's even a special feature about how the terrier craze took off at this point. And I mean, that dog saved this fucking movie. Okay, we're gonna get into that a little bit, but then you got, the actual. I changed it over to this one. I always like that poster better. Of course, inside you got the disc plus lobby cards and a poster here. Oh, I forgot to see what they advertise on the thing. Oh, the birthday. Who cares? So we got some lobby cards here, or black and white stills or whatever, and there's some more upside down. Then we got a reproduction of the poster, which is the same as the inside. You can split between the OG poster and that one sheet poster. So there you go. Got that in there. So, and then you got the presentation itself. So I'm sure some people are curious how good it looks.
Yes, how does it look?
Because this is in the early days of CGI, and yes, some of those I'll say up front, some of those shots, yeah. But it doesn't matter so much because they're supposed to be cartoony. It's just the dip in quality when they go to those process shots. But otherwise, the film is pretty much a reference quality. It looks amazing. It seems to have not been overly manipulated. I didn't notice any static or still grain. It's got a nice layer of grain. The colors don't pop as much as I was hoping. But that still looks good. And this is the kind of movie that screams 4K because of how it was shot, right? Like, it looks amazing. It was very overlit, very saturated, very like mood lit with like different colored lights.
Right.
And that really accentuates in the pops in the 4K a little bit more, definitely than the old Blu-ray, which I have right here, which looks fucking like hell compared to this 4K.
Yeah.
And this is one of the early Blu-rays too that New Line released back in the day. And of course, if you had the DVD, you know, it didn't always look the greatest on DVD either, but it looked okay. But no, yeah, this is the best it's ever looked. It's gonna knock some people's socks off. The Dolby Atmos sound remix really surprised me, because it already had a great sound mix in Dolby Surround or 5.1. Pick your poison, right? It was always well known as a great surround sound film. But the new Dolby Atmos mix pulled out some sound effects and music and stuff that I'd never even heard before.
Nice.
And it's there. I went back to the old stuff and I'm like, oh, I guess it is there. I just never noticed it because it's so much buried in the mix.
Now the sound sounds so cool now.
Crisp and just there and present and very active. And you can tell it's an actual remix and not just an up convert of the 5.1 mix.
Right.
That's my main reason for bringing it up. So they went to the nines with this. Chuck Russell clearly oversaw this, you know, restoration,
Nice.
and he probably oversaw the sound mix as well. And he's got a nice 20-some minute interview here. There's there's all the old classic special features. Plus, they did AI up convert the deleted scenes.
Mm.
Now they look very jittery and soft.
Mm.
So it's kind of a mixed bag on that part. But other than that, like, I mean, there's like a handful of little new interviews between, like I said, Chuck Russell to the editor to I think something to do with the music. I can't remember if it was the actual. I don't think it was the actual composer, but it was somebody to do with music, I think.
Right.
And then Amy Yazbek also did an interview. So yeah, and then
That's
I'm
cool.
trying to go ahead.
No, that's cool that it's actually good because I was thinking about getting this as well.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, I mean, I got it right away just because it's one of my favorite films, you know, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know, favorite film, but it's, you know, one of those movies that you got to have. Otherwise, I would have waited for an Arrow sale, but yeah, it definitely will be worth one picking up on an Arrow sale.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised Arrow got it and Warner just didn't release it themselves. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, you would think, but I mean, it's nice to see that Warner, while they're still Warner, is licensing these out to Arrow and letting them to do what they can do.
Well, I can
with
understand Ace Ventura, but this was a big fucking seller on video.
them. Mm-hmm.
And it's still considered very popular.
It is, this is my nephew who's like a son to me, who I basically raised. It's his favorite movie of all times. He would lay in bed at night and recite the entire movie line for line while he was going to sleep. You could hear him in the next room saying the lines from the movie spot on. That's how much he loved this movie. So I have to pick this movie up. I was thinking about getting it for him for Christmas as well. Well, he's like 26
Right.
now. So
Well, has he seen the cartoon?
yes, he knows all.
Okay,
he,
so because I have
he's
like
got
the
the
pilot
comics,
episode
he's seen the
here,
cartoon, he's seen the movie,
and then I have the whole series here. But
yeah.
oh, speaking of comics, like for those who don't know, the original Mask comic was very dark.
Yes, very dark.
Very dark. In fact, New Line picked it up to be like their replacement for Freddy.
Mm-hmm.
The Mask was initially going to be a horror film, but then Chuck Russell, that's kind of some of the stuff he talks about, is how he basically tricked the studio into making a musical comedy. And I mean, the studio kind of already knew they were leaning more into the comedic PG-13 arena when they hired on Jim Carrey and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But he secretly snuck in all these fucking like musical numbers, and they didn't notice until the Cuban Pete section. And one of the people inside are like, "What the fuck is this? Like, you're spending this much money. This was supposed to be like a XX ... shoot done, and what the fuck is this? Oh, it's the Cuban Pete scene." And initially, I think they were just going to use the because there's a bunch of B-roll footage on here, which is great too. Because when Jim Carrey's doing the whole like dance sequence just himself, you know, practicing it out on the set,
Mm-hmm.
he's lip syncing and doing the Ricky Ricardo version.
Mm-hmm.
Because like when the guy, because this movie went through a few different rewrites, and when the final guy who rewrote it, who pretty much brought the whole thing together, the Cuban Pete thing was there since the beginning. That's right. Cuban Pete thing was there since the first time they wrote it as a comedy, and to kind of signify what it was all about, they actually taped a cassette of the song to the script. But then the dog and some other elements came in the final rewrite. So that was the part I was trying to get to. Yes.
Yeah.
So Milo, because they couldn't figure out how to make. Here was the biggest problem with the script. Stanley was still unlikable, right? They didn't have a real reason for the audience to root for him because he is a loser at the end of the day. He's still kind of a creep, you know, in some respects. He's literally like in the original script still killing people and stuff like that, right?
Right.
So for those who don't know, like when he turns into the mask, like in that original scene with those gangsters and those punks, he actually kills them, right? And then he kills a bunch of gangsters and other shit like that. So like they took all that out. He didn't kill anybody in the new version, but he's also like, I got to make him likable somehow. He's like, I'll give him a dog. And it was just kind of it just happenstance that they got the terrier. And of course, you know, you had, you know, Frasier and Clean Slate and all these other things that had the same type of dog, all and Wishbone, all in the same thing. And there's even a documentary on here about that, a little featurette. But yeah, the dog stole the fucking show. Right? Yeah. Everybody knows that. And that was the thing. My dad hated Jim Carrey at this point. Like fucking hated him with a passion because he couldn't stand him on Saturday almost said Saturday Night Live in Living Color. And he fucking hated Ace Ventura. And of course, you know, we'd watch it constantly. Like, this fucking guy. And then I stuck in the mask and he's like, I don't want to watch this. It's got that fucking guy in it. I'm like, no, just watch it. Trust me. I think you'll like it. Halfway through the movie, he's fucking laughing. He just loved it. And he's just like, how did they do that? That, you know, the special, like he was one of those people that just like with special effects and stuff. Cause I told the Jurassic Park story and stuff like that. And he's just going, oh my gosh, that's crazy. You know, he's just getting real. And by the time the Cuban Pete section hit, it was all over for him. This is the only Jim Carrey movie he'll watch. For some reason, he clicked with it. It does. It has that zany Looney Tunes, Fleischer, Tex Avery kind of, you know, flair to it. And that's what helped make the movie. And then the other thing that helped the movie was making it basically the Nutty Professor. Yeah. Right. At the end of the day, that's basically what the movie is. And that's not what the comic initially was. And that's where this movie works, though, because it makes between the dog, you know, and making it like the Nutty Professor, making Stanley not a killer. Those three things together made him a very likable guy. You add in Jim Carrey to the top of that, made it work. Right. And it's proven because every time they've tried to do anything since then, it just didn't work. Right. With Jamie Kennedy.
Son of the Mask, which my nephew hates that movie so bad. It is pretty bad. Do I wish they made it? Yeah, sure, I do. But also as a one and done, it's pretty good as a one and done.
If you want to hear the funny story about that, Robert Shea tells about a little bit about that. What happened to The Mask 2? Because Jim Carrey was technically obligated to do The Mask 2, but to get out of it, he did Dumb and Dumber.
So that's what he got out of that, so he could do Dumb and Dumber.
He did not want to do The Mask 2.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Back then, he did not want to do sequels.
Yeah.
Because I'm still looking for this interview. I swore it was Entertainment Weekly, but I guess it might not have been because I found the issue I thought it was in, and I didn't see it anywhere in there. But it was when Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls came out, and this was at the end of his big first run, right? Because that was his last big hit before Cable Guy and shit, if I remember. Yeah. Right. And he said, if I ever do Ace Ventura 3, shoot me. He's like, no, I'm serious, kill me. Yeah. And he's like, I'll never do Ace Ventura 3. And then, like, what was it, a year ago now, when Morgan Creek got sold out, they actually talked to Jim, and he was actually like, yeah, I'm interested in doing Ace Ventura 3. Yeah. I'm like, good fucking Lord, do not, please.
Don't do it. Please don't do it.
No.
Oh, no.
You'll ruin it.
Which is, you know, what's kind of funny is, like, speaking of that, is like, he was like the first actor to have, was it 3 number 1 hit movies all within the same
year. And then the next year he had, I think, the big number 1 movie too with Batman Forever. Yeah. I remember right.
And that record has finally been tied this year.
Was it?
Yes. With the kid from, Black Phone, the Black Phone movies. Oh, he was in Black Phone 2, How to Train Your Dragon, and some chick flick, and they were all number 1 this year.
Yeah, but they ain't making nearly what.
No, they're not making the Jim Carrey money.
Movies were.
No, they're not making the Jim Carrey money. But it's
which is funny because it even shows you how fucking Hollywood still works and worked back then. Because the editor after The Mask came out and it was a big hit, he's like, I just did all these movies and Jim Carrey's this huge fucking star. So I'm like, oh, this is going to help my career. And I said something to my agent. I'm like, why can't I get a job? He's like, well, it's just a Jim Carrey movie. It's like, yeah, but the movie made $300 million.
Yeah. I'm glad to hear
or
that.
two or whatever it was. Like, yeah, because
Yeah.
I know, like, I think Mask wasn't that the highest of the three?
It was
Or did
Mask
Dumb and Dumber
Five?
make more?
I
think
don't know.
one of
I
the.
don't remember.
Let's see. Let's look because I know Ace Ventura is the least. I know that.
Yeah, and it's the one that got the sequel.
Yeah. Okay. Worldwide, I was right. 351 on The Mask. Okay.
Mhm.
Dumb and Dumber. And Dumb and Dumber actually had the So Dumb and Dumber's a little less at 247, and it also came out at Christmas. But The Mask was still playing up until damn near before Dumb and Dumber came out in theaters because it came out in video in October. I remember that. So yeah, and then Ace Ventura, let's see, that was like 100 and something. Yeah, that was 107, and then the second one made 214. So it doubled, and they wanted him to make an Ace Ventura 3
Yeah.
badly. They're like, motherfucker, we doubled it in the sequel.
Yeah,
Like,
let's do the third one.
that was a rarity back then. People don't realize that, but yeah.
Yeah, and then
But
you
yeah,
did-
no, like, so the short version of the Jim Carrey why he never made The Mask 2 is he was obligated to, but he had signed a deal where he was only going to get like scale plus something or something like that.
Mhm.
Because when he did The Mask, you guys got to remember, Ace Ventura hadn't come out yet. And New Line was kind of taking a chance on him.
Yeah.
But then when it came back around, Robert Shea thought he was going to kind of screw him a little bit. And then Bob got screwed. And he kind of tells the story, but like there was a whole thing. Like I even remember there was a thing. I used to have it somewhere. I think I even show it in the interview with him. So check it out on our channel. It's a great interview where they actually were giving away a walk-on role in The Mask 2 with Jim Carrey
Oh yeah.
in magazines and shit. It's like the movie was full speed ahead, gonna happen. Like right after that first movie hit, they were ready to go full bore with Mask 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you name it.
Yeah.
But Jim Carrey's like, hold the phone, stop. Ace Ventura just came out. I'm worth a lot more than scale. So he got it renegotiated, and in the negotiations, he ended up getting $10 million for Dumb and Dumber. Because they wanted him to do Dumb and Dumber, and he wasn't, he was him and well, basically using it as a bargaining chip.
Yeah. That's funny.
So, yeah.
That's crazy. But I'm glad to hear that The Mask looks good on 4K. I definitely got to pick that up. It is one of the best. I mean, he did have a good run there. I mean, you had Ace Ventura, you had The Mask, you had Dumb and Dumber, you had Liar Liar, you had, for better or worse, The Cable Guy isn't that bad, but it's not the greatest. What
It's
else?
one of those movies that's kind of gained a little bit of appreciation over the years, and people kind of get it now.
Yeah. It's still, it has its moments. It's not really that bad of a movie. And then what else did he have? Like, I know I'm missing some. I know we said Ace Ventura 1 and 2, but like,
Well, after The
he had a
Cable Guy
lot.
is when he kind of tripped a bit, and then he did Truman Show and
oh yeah, Truman
Man
Show.
on the Moon, and that was more of his better films as far as like I
Batman
can't believe he didn't get Oscar nods for those, because Truman Show it did at least get Oscar nods, but he didn't, I don't think. And fucking Man on the Moon, I was so pissed about, because that movie just got completely ignored. But now everybody talks about how great he is in the movie. I'm like, yeah, why didn't y'all fucking pay attention back then?
Yeah.
Because I remember going to see that movie. It was just me and my buddy, and then two teenage girls were sitting across the way, and they left a third of the way into the movie. Why? Because they were expecting an Ace Ventura type Jim Carrey movie. Oh, you forgot Liar Liar. That's the other one that was in his big run
and
there.
Me, Myself, Irene, I think came after all this.
That's a little
It's
later.
still
That was
funny.
like-
It's still good, but it's came later.
That was when he was kind of hitting the skids a bit, because I think that was one of his lesser films. And then he did, and then he did some of his more serious stuff, like the horror films and the 23 one or whatever the hell it was called, number 23.
I forgot about Bruce Almighty.
And then Bruce Almighty came. He was really good at doing this. I'm going to do one for me, do one for the studio. So you had your Bruce Almighties, then you had your number 23s, then you had your Yes Mans, and you had one of his other little more artsy fartsy kind of things, like with
Eternal
Immortal
Sunshine.
Eternal Sunshine and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So he was good with that for a while, and then after Kick-Ass 2, he kind of just fell off the map because he fucked himself. He went into this mental fucking breakdown thing, and there was this whole thing with his girlfriend that ended up getting killed or died of an OD or some shit like that. He just went into this weird fucking spiral. And then he finally has been on the comeback road with the Sonic movies. And then he was talking retirement, but then he got the bug again. And I'm sure they offered him a hell of a lot of money to do Ace Ventura 3, so if that ever happens.
Oh,
And to answer your initial question of why he did Ace Ventura 2 then, if he didn't want to do sequels, money.
Lots of it.
Lots. I think he got paid like, because he got $10 million for Ace Ventura. So I want to say he got 14 or 15 probably for, or no, $10 million for Dumb and Dumber. So for Ace Ventura 2, I think he pulled off somewhere in the closer between 15 and 20 million range. Because people forget that there was a point where Jim Carrey was the highest paid actor ever. Until if you didn't count like Jack Nicholson with Batman, because that was a back end deal.
Yeah.
Right. Or like stuff like that. But like, as far as straight up, flat out, paid up front, up until Johnny Depp got his 99 million or whatever, or 90 million or whatever it was for Pirates, Jim Carrey for a while was the highest paid actor from my memory, because he had like a 20 or so plus $1 million price tag for a bit there.
Yeah. And he was box office gold for a while.
Oh God,
so.
yeah, just about everything he touched.
Just about, yeah. And Once Bitten is pretty good. I still like Once Bitten.
Yeah, one of his earlier films that most people overlooked. Yeah. Shout Factory put that out. Yeah.
With that double feature with that.
I love the nightlife.
Yeah.
I love the boogie.
What was I going to say? I was just thinking about something like that too.
Fun with Dick and Jane was pretty good, yeah. But it was started with Slip, and it was a remake. It was just not
Penguin
quite.
Movie wasn't very good.
Which one?
The one where he did with the penguins.
Oh, Mr. Popper's Penguins.
Yeah, I didn't care for that one really.
Yeah, he just kind of waited for a while. Like, it was almost like he was trying to chase Eddie Murphy or something for a bit there, it felt like. It's like, dude, you remember Eddie Murphy's on his comeback here. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do
just
that.
Stick to what you do.
Yeah. I'm be honest, I'm honestly surprised.
Okay, so Cable Guy made 20, so then he made like 13, 14 probably for Ace Ventura 2, somewhere in there.
Yeah, probably so. I'm really, really honestly surprised that we never got a Fire Marshal Bill movie. I'm gonna be straight honest with you. I'm surprised we never got one of those.
I don't know if they could.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if they probably could have, but I'm like, with all the characters.
What would you do though?
Speaking of like Wayne's World and all that, like those characters jumping off the screen, I'm surprised that never, because there was like T-shirts with Fire Marshal Bill on it and everything, and like it was one of the most popular in living color characters.
Well, and I wonder if the same thing that happened, because I'm almost convinced. I've never heard for sure if this is the fact, but everybody I tell this to or ask this of or bring this up to, they think that that's believable. I'm almost convinced that Blank Man at one time was going to be a Handyman movie.
Oh yeah, I would say.
But then somebody up the chain of command said you cannot make a Handyman movie. And they already got so far along with shit that they're like, okay, we need to reconstruct this in some way, because it feels like there's so many things in there that's like, this is supposed to be a Handyman.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling if they ever tried to do a Fire Marshal Bill movie, it would just, something like that would happen along the way. You know what's funny is, speaking of that, is there was a character, because I remember watching some clips from In Living Color years ago, and it may even been the first season when I got the DVD or something like that. There's a character that Jim does on there that's basically Ace Ventura.
Really?
He even does the alrighty then. Yeah. Yeah. It's not Ace Ventura, but it's the same voice.
Like, I was going to say
mannerisms, the whole shtick. So you can clearly tell that that was a character he just adopted to that. Because for those who don't know, the original Ace Ventura and how it looks on 4K, I think if I remember said it looked pretty good. The original Ace Ventura was meant to be more of a Beverly Hills Cop kind of movie. They had Whoopi Goldberg at one point was in it. I think they tried to get like Chevy Chase and Bill Murray and anybody and everybody, and Martin Short, I think, was also attached to it at one point. They just quite couldn't get it to be what it was. And then Ace Ventura, when he kind of became, like, I don't even know if his name was Ace Ventura until Jim Carrey came along. Because Jim basically came in and reconfigured the whole fucking thing. Kind of like with Eddie Murphy 10 years before in Beverly Hills Cop.
Right.
So I'm curious what that original script is. I'd love to get my hands on it to see what it was.
Be interesting. Yeah. Major Payne feels a little bit like Homie the Clown, maybe.
Or a character he would have come up with on In Living Color, yeah.
Yeah. I'm almost surprised we did get a little like a TV show, or like, and surprised they never made a comeback either with the two. Uh, what do you give this movie? I give this movie two snaps
Two
and
snaps up. Yeah.
yeah. I'm surprised we never got a little something with them two.
Because they get canceled now if they did that.
Yeah.
That's why.
They're almost like Key and Peele before Key and Peele.
Right.
Yeah. That was something that, like, speaking of Liam Neeson, that was something I remembered them, Key and Peele used to do, because I think they were on the tail end of Mad TV, but so that, you know, they were like some of the last seasons before it was
What the
canceled.
fuck ever happened? Yeah, whatever happened to David Allen Greer? Speaking of that.
Yeah, well, I think he's on a TV show on.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, it's like a what do you, where they do the, like, it's a documentary, but it's not like the show with Steve Carell. I can't think of the name. All
like
of a
The
sudden.
Office or
Like
Spinal
The Office,
Tap.
yeah, but it's a doctor show. So it's
okay.
It's something.
Yeah, I just haven't seen him do anything in a while. When you brought it up, because he's the other
Yeah.
guy besides Damon Wayans that's on the Men on Film thing. I
Yeah.
was like, man, what the fuck has he been up to lately? Yeah, because I've been living Color Cast was just
It was incredible.
fucking amazing.
Cast.
But we're racist, so we can't like that show. So that's
what
what I
they
had.
say.
There you go. Check out The Mask.
It's nice. It's nice. But what was I even talking about? I don't know. I lost my train of thought.
It's
Anyways,
your turn.
It's speaking of '90s and a comedian who sort of got a big run of movies, not on the level of Jim Carrey, nowhere near on the level of Jim Carrey, but a comedian who had a little bit of a run himself. And keeping with the Thanksgiving theme, I have Son-in-Law with Pauly Shore. But
Son-in-law!
which desperately needs a Blu-ray because his DVD looks like, I mean, it's been the right format and everything, you know, it's widescreen 185, everything. It looks great, but it's just not that good of a scan. And this being one of his most popular movies, which is still, I think they still play, even though the CMT Country Music Channel is no longer like the Country Music Channel, I think they still play this religiously every Thanksgiving. So yes, it desperately needs a Blu-ray.
Yes.
Desperately. It's a fun movie. It's one of those fish out of water movies. What's up,
I still think there's a sequel here. I think I pitched it before.
Yeah, where it's the
It's Crawl's daughter heading off to college, and she brings home a guy just like him.
But he's country.
Yeah, exactly. He's the absolute opposite of him. Yeah.
Yeah, he's manly.
Yeah.
Which is funny, that joke. Imagine getting away with that joke today in this world when they're at the tattoo parlor and Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers, the tattoo artist.
Even better. Yeah, he'd basically be like a righty. Because, you know, Crawl would clearly be like a huge fucking hippy-dippy lefty.
Yeah.
There you go.
But like that joke in that, like, I was laughing at that joke because you couldn't get that joke because she's like, I want something feminine, and Flea is like, he's standing to the left of me. And he's like,
Steven Tyler PJ.
Yeah, Steven Tyler PJ. Becca. Oh, this scene, I love that scene because Lane Smith from
that's the only thing that sucks about a sequel.
Dead.
Yeah.
He delivers the line is so perfect. It's like when they first arrive back to the, you know, they get off the plane and he goes, "Oh, you and me are old friends. You'll be happy to know after you left, I popped your daughter's trunk." And Lane Smith goes, "Oh shit." The way he delivers that line.
Hell yeah. Oh crap. Yeah. Lane is like, that's the movie, right? Like those two, their dynamic is the movie, and this is why it works so well, and this is why Son-in-Law TOO 2 could work maybe, but then basically that's what you're 100% right. You got to get the young version of Lane Smith. If you can find him somewhere in this, you know, really good looking young guy. What, Glenn Powell? Maybe he's too old. You need somebody young, but like that basically. Yeah. And he's a shit kicking country boy who's a Trump loving dick. And now they live in the city. That's the opposite, right? He's from like Oklahoma or some shit, and they live in like Washington or something like that, in Seattle or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It'd be interesting to do.
Or San Francisco, even better.
And then you got to get back to the farm. Like since Lane Smith dead, the mom's on the farm, and maybe he wants to take back over the farm. Her family. You know, he's going to get married to their daughter, and they want to take back over the farm. And
Or you just have it to where the mom just passed and something like that. Yeah.
yeah, it says something like that. But
And
no,
she gave the farm to the granddaughter or something like that. Yeah.
you got because you got to bring it back to the farm because that's where like.
But you also have to have the greasy hippie ex-boyfriend who wants to get back with her that Crawl actually likes until he realizes at the end he's just fucking...
He's a douchebag like the other guy.
Just after her for her farm or something like that.
Yeah. But no, it's a great fish out of water story on both sides because you get her fish out of the water tail when she goes to California, and all the weird people there, and like with the roommate. Oh my god, that's so great! The kid from the Sandlot, when the roommates start kissing the girls, he's like, "Dad, give me the camera." That is so great. It is so great. No, but yeah, you got her fish out of the water tail where he's got to bring her around, and then she brings her to the farm in North Dakota, and his fish out of the water tail. And Tiffany Amber Thiessen, her scene, I wish they would have let that play out a little longer. Speaking of nude women, we could have used a Tiffany Amber Thiessen scene where she got naked. I would have liked that. Who's Lucas Black? I don't know him. I don't know. I don't know if I know him. Let me look him up. I think he's a little too old now. He's from those one movies. Oh yeah, he's 42. He couldn't do that. He's 42 years old now. That guy's too old. I know who that kid is. He's from Sling Blade and the X-Files.
Well, it's been a long enough time since the first son-in-law that the daughter can already be out of college. Like, I was just trying to think, who's the hottest young country star right now?
Yeah.
Get him. Get him to play the boyfriend, and he's a singer in a band in a bar, right? So there you go. Mitzi Shores, she's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. But yeah, he's been actually, Pauly Shore himself has actually been trying to get a sequel.
Well, there is a connection between Jim Carrey and Pauly Shore. Did you realize that? Because of his mom. Because of the comedy, the store she owned. Yeah,
the comedy. Yeah.
Was it the Comedy Store or was it the other one? I can't remember.
Is it called the Comedy Club?
I can't remember which one it was. It was one of the major ones. Is it the Comedy Store, Random? That's the one she owned?
Yeah, it's one of them. It's like the biggest, like where all the comedians.
Either way, it was the one where Sam Kinison, Jim Carrey, a bunch of those guys got their starts. So he knew all these guys. Yeah,
and that's what, like, sometimes he gets a little flack for that because they, his mom gave him this and that because he's not really.
Fuck that.
Fun, but he's
listen
funny.
To his stand up.
Funny.
Listen to his stand up. He's good. Yeah,
exactly.
He leaned into this shtick, but everybody was doing it. It's no different than Paul Rubens taking on, Pee Wee Herman, right? Bobcat Goldthwait taking on the whatever you want to call that he's taking on.
Yeah, yes.
I mean, it's a character. So when he started doing the Weasel, that was his character. That was his shtick.
Yeah.
And all of his comedy and his earlier records comes from there. But I mean, I'm curious what his stand-up is now. I'm surprised he hasn't posted many stuff. 'Cause I'm sure he still does it.
Yeah, I think he still does it and stuff. Yeah, and he, like I said, he actually has been lobbying to get a sequel to Son-in-Law and Encino Man for years.
Encino Man almost got a sequel a couple times now. I don't know whatever happened there. I mean, that was Disney, I guess.
But that's the problem, is like Disney owns these movies, and I don't trust Disney to make sequels. Yeah, Pauly Shore, I think, would have the great intentions for these movies and have sequels and have great ideals. But what Disney would want to do with these sequels, I don't think is what Pauly Shore would want to do with these.
No,
because Pauly Shore, I don't know if you know, but he's not woke. So,
he's not woke though either.
Yeah, he's not woke, but he's also.
I mean, he's raised in California. I mean,
yeah, he has that mentality.
And he's like 25% gay.
That's what I said. He has that mentality about him, but he's also got that mentality about him where he's like, I wouldn't do that, like I wouldn't. So I think he would have the best intentions, but I don't think it would turn out well in today's day and age. So yeah, but no, it's great. Son-in-Law's great. I love the fish out of water.
Oh, never mind. Not a country singer. You know what he is? He's a cop.
He's a small town sheriff.
Whatever. Young rookie cop, whatever. Yeah.
Where's Gutenberg when you need him? He's old now. That would work almost in a way. But no, yeah, it's a fun movie. It desperately needs a Blu-ray. A lot of the Pauly Shore movies, Encino Man, In the Army Now. That's like speaking of runs of comedies as well. And Brendan Fraser is in all of these movies. You got and his popularity.
Yeah, he's
now.
at the party. Yeah.
Yeah, he's at the party in Son-in-Law. He's in the Army Now when he walks by and he says, "Don't eat the chicken; it tastes like frog." And he grabs the chicken leg and takes a bite and walks away. So, which I haven't seen that movie in years. I was thinking about watching that one again. I haven't seen that in years. But yeah, Pauly Shore had a bit of a run as well there for a while. I don't think Brendan Fraser's in Jury Duty though, but Tia Carrera is. So yeah, from Wayne's World.
Yeah, it kind of ended with Jury Duty.
It could end there. Yeah.
You had, Encino Man, Son-in-Law, and then In the Army Now. But then after that, it kind of went.
And Biodome. He had
Biodome was it was a flop in theaters from my memory. It was a bigger hit on video, but yeah.
But that was like his last big. I think Biodome was like the last. I think it came after all those movies.
Yeah, I think that was one of his last theatrical films.
Yeah. And then that was it. Pauly Shore was gone. It was a flash in the pan at the moment. But he did. I mean, he wasn't Jim Carrey, but he did go on a run as well. But yeah, like Son-in-Law, In Army Now, and Encino Man desperately need Blu-rays. I think Biodome did get a Blu-ray, but it's so out of print now, it's unaffordable. And I think Jury Duty got
one. It was
one.
MGM, so it was probably just an upconvert of the 720p scan.
Probably. And I think Jury Duty got one from Mill Creek, and which is also out of print.
Yes, I have that one. Yeah.
So yeah. But no, it's a shame Disney owns these, and we'll probably never get nothing more than this or streaming versions of them.
I did see that In the Army Now is on sale right now on Vudu, but yeah.
Yeah. I haven't seen that one in years. I haven't seen that or Biodome in years. Either
My
one.
issue with fucking In the Army Now is Andy fucking Dick.
Andy Dick, yeah. I knew it. He's a piss poor replacement for like a friend, and plus he's Andy Dick, so.
And I mean, yeah, he's probably his least Andy Dickish at this point, but still, it's Andy Dick.
And I mean, it was like, I think the big selling point for that was like he cuts his hair. Pauly Shore cuts his hair in the movie.
Well, that one kind of made sense. It was kind of like a male version of Private Benjamin. Is what it was.
And it was good. It has its moment. So what is Andy Dick doing now? Drugs and shit on the side of the road.
Sucking dick for blow.
Yeah, I was going to say that, but I didn't want to.
Oh, sorry.
Who was it that kicked his ass?
John Lovitz.
Yeah, I was going to say, wasn't it John Lovitz that kicked his ass?
John Lovitz, because he had said, I don't know what he said exactly, but he had smarted off about something, and the whole thing boils down to he is the guy that supposedly sold the coke to Phil Hartman's wife, the coke that she did the night that she shot herself and him. And he had said some off-color remark about Phil or Phil's wife or something. And John fucking lost it and kicked the ever-loving shit out of him. John never went to jail as far as I know.
They should have gave him
Andy just let him kick his ass. So, like, then again, I think Andy might be into that shit. So
yeah, which is sad.
Andy's a fucking queerdo.
Yeah,
I don't mean that as like any knock on anybody who is queer or gay or anything like that. But he is just a fucking piece of shit, from what I've heard from everybody.
Yeah. I mean, even the people that worked with him on that
I don't even
show.
know how he's like, the only reason I think he's not, like, he's literally, how you can't, that old saying, you can't even get arrested in this town. Like, I swear it's like Andy Dick can't even get arrested anymore. Like, that's how bad he is. Like, even the prisons are like, no.
Yeah, we don't want
that. We don't want that.
Yeah, we don't want that. Yeah.
Because I don't even know how he's free of all the shit that he's supposedly done and gotten away with in his life. It's just like, how?
It's one of those Hollywood like dirty secrets where like we just let him.
He is technically a sex offender now. That is correct. But
yeah.
it's still It's like, how the fuck is this guy not in some treatment center or something at this point is beyond me.
It's insane.
Because he's not just it's not so much that he's a threat to himself. He's a threat to other people at this point. Like, that's what I'm getting at.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one thing if somebody wants to be self-destructive and destroy themselves and whatever. I mean, if they're not hurting anybody else, if they don't want to get help, what can you do?
Mm-hmm.
Right? But this guy, he's a menace from every angle from what I've heard. So, like, yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was like. Even all the people on news radio couldn't stand him. I think even Joe
Yeah.
Rogan has talked shit about him, which, I mean, he deserves the shit being talked about him because of what he
From
is.
what I've heard, yeah.
And whatever he said.
And that's the thing is, it's not like he's trying to ever make any kind of amends. You know what I mean? Like, he's never tried to better himself in any way from what I've heard either. He's just continues down this spiral. I won't be surprised if one of these mornings we wake up and the news is, yeah, Andy Dick dies with needle in his arm or some shit.
Yeah.
You know, it would not surprise me at all.
It's true. It's true. But yeah, I went on I could have brought.
Sorry, not to go on the that spiel, but Son-in-Law is great. It does need a Blu-ray.
It does need a Blu-ray. The DVD, I mean, it doesn't look the greatest, but that's, like I said, like I've always said. I know some people don't want a DVD or anything, but like if it's the only physical media format that I can get the movie, that I like the movie and I can still watch the movie, I'm gonna buy the DVD of it because I don't typically do a lot of streaming. Nothing. I mean.
That's just a laser disc rip, though, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure it is.
It's not even anamorphic. From
it looks better than the freaking Three Musketeers laser disc rip from Disney.
I was gonna say, I know they did go back and redo Encino Man quietly without telling anybody. I don't know if you guys knew that. Like the version DVD? I have, yeah, the version I have is anamorphic. Yeah. So what they did is they must have took that scan that's out on digital and they just put that on the DVD now. But I think it's also released by Mill Creek. If I remember right, looking at it.
I'm gonna have to find my Encino Man DVD and take a look.
Because I think the old one is a rip right off the Laserdisc, but that quasi newer one, the one that's out there now, because I picked it up, and I'm like looking at it, and I put it in, and I realized, oh shit, it is anamorphic. I was like, weird.
Yeah, at least
whenever I brought it on here that time,
yeah. Which I'm surprised I'm surprised they did not move on that as soon as Brendan Fraser and Q1 won Oscars. Yeah. How they never moved on that, I don't know.
Right. Not just that, how they never had him in Indiana Jones is beyond me either. But
yeah, that too. I mean, that's Disney for you. Yeah, at least
speaking of what they made a Son-in-Law now, it'd basically just be a remake of the original.
It'd be called
Pauly Shore.
It'd be called Daughter-in-Law.
Exactly. It would be something completely stupid, and I mean, just look at what they did to the Home Alone.
Yeah, Home Sweet Home Alone. I've heard that movie is just absolutely
atrocious,
garbage. I've never seen it, but I've heard I have never heard one person say it's good at all.
I never saw it, but I saw a really extensive review of it where they broke the whole movie down, and I'm like, good, I don't have to see the movie now. Like, it is that bad from what I saw in that. It is so stupid, the plot is, and it's like they even throw Buzz in there.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah,
he's the cop.
I know Macaulay Culkin said today that he would possibly do a sequel.
About that.
Did we?
No, we talked about that last night on Mead. Actually, he was he actually has a pitch for it, and I'm like, you know what? That's not a bad idea.
It's not, because like his pitch is like maybe he's a widower or divorced, and he's spending too much time away from his son. And you know what? I was thinking about this. I think it'd be best if he stayed a widower, not divorced, if that's the story. But I was thinking about this. It's like it would parallel so perfectly with the old man that lived across the street from him in the first movie. Because like they have a great connection in that movie, especially when they're in the church talking about, you know, what they've done. So like that would be perfect. Because yes, he's like that old man who's spending so much time away from his son and everything, and you know,
well, not just that, his own parents, where he was kind of invisible
with his own parents as well. And then I was saying like you throw in the wet bandits, because he was saying like, what if the son was setting up traps for McCall, you know, Kevin?
Well, you don't even have to have the wet bandits in it if you don't want to.
No,
that's
you don't
what
want
I said.
to.
The beauty of it is it's not a remake. Then it's this whole idea, and I like that catch of Kevin trying to get back in his own fucking house, and his kid has all these traps. So it's like, and then you got to have that point where it's like, God damn, that hurt.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Marv.
And I was thinking like, no, you're right. You're 100%. You don't need the wet bandits in it, but it would be kind of interesting to see the wet bandits in the movie as they were trying to get their revenge, not trying to break in the house or anything. Is that they're trying to get Kevin arrested for breaking into his own house, as burglary, as sort of revenge. So I think that could be kind of funny
if you could find a way. Here's the thing: is the problem with this is I know Joe Pesci does not do much of anything
he doesn't
anymore.
do much like that,
and
no.
he's old as shit. And then the other problem is, what's his face? The guy who played Marv.
He's like lives on a farm and does artwork now or something.
Actually, he's sick right now, really badly sick and broke.
Oh.
Like he's actually like selling stuff and crowdfunding to try and pay for his treatments. He's like in really, really rough shape. So like, that's the only other thing is like, and to me, it's like if you bring burglars into it, then it just becomes another Home Alone ripoff sequel.
Yeah.
Because in that respect, it kind of works in the sense of it now boils down to Kevin to face up to what, being an adult is really all about.
Yeah. You're right.
And you can almost kind of play Kevin in that kind of respect. And that's where I said I agree with you maybe on the widower part, but at the same time, it works as a divorce too, because Kevin never grew up.
It's true.
He's always been a self-centered little prick. He has. He's always been this little, we like him because he's enjoyable and he does what he does. But if you really kind of look back at it, he's a little jerk. His uncle is not wrong. I mean,
you little jerk.
his uncle's more of a jerk. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Kevin is still not necessarily a good person till the end of each film. That's what each movie is about, is this arc where he has, where he treats his family like shit, even though he's a little bit overlooked, but at the same time he treats his family like shit. He wishes they would go away. He loses them for a little bit for him to finally realize, I need my family. I love my family as much as I hate them. Same kind of thing happens in the second movie again. But then again, like I said, you do this way, it almost kind of makes it a perfect little trilogy to have that. And it's the tables have turned now on Kevin. The thing is, you got to find a kid like him at that age to where it's like, good luck with that unless his kid's old enough. But the funny thing about that, I know his kid's really young. I don't know if you've heard of the other part of that where he talks about that.
Yeah,
where his kid doesn't believe that it's him in Home Alone.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that.
He doesn't believe that's his dad.
He doesn't believe it's him. Which is, it's great to see Macaulay Culkin is finally speaking, has gotten himself together after all these years.
Oh yeah, he was one of those Hollywood horror stories, for a while.
It's nice to see where that. And my thing was like with the web bandits, it wasn't like to make them a huge part of the story. It was just like, maybe they're out reformed and you get them in there like they're trying to get him arrested at just like a moment in the movie or something. Just for
I'm at an old folks' home sitting out there going, "What's going on over there?"
I think it could kind of be funny. It's like this is how we get our revenge. But no, I think it kind of works because I also do think that parallels to the man. I can't think of his name, but like the old man on their street who would walk up and down with the salt, how he turned on his family and everything. I think that would parallel great with Kevin, the way he turned out with his kid in the movie. Because like he didn't want anything to do with his son and the other guy across the street. But no, that would actually be a decent Home Alone sequel. And once again, as I've said before, and I say this is, yes, I do believe we need new original movies. I do think we need that. But there is something special, no matter how much you slice it, about our favorite franchises, to where if they say, hey, Macaulay Culkin's coming back and he's going to do a Home Alone, where you're going to be interested in it. Is it going to be good in the end? You don't know till you see it, but it is what it is. Same as Scream. Does Scream need to go past 3? No, not at all. It didn't need 4, 5, and 6 at all. 5 and 6 were atrocious, but I see that new trailer and it interests me. So, it is what it is. But no, I think Macaulay Culkin had a pretty good damn idea for a movie. I would like, I
know some people were resistant to it, but I was like, you know what? It's not a ripoff of the original this way. And if
it's not.
And I get what you're saying, but if you leave the wet bandits or any kind of burglars out of it, then it makes it not a ripoff, but you still have enough of the same elements with an original twist to kind of make it fresh. And that's what most of these reboot sequel thingies should be, right? Like, give us something fresh, give us something we haven't seen before, but yet it still feels familiar, right, in the same universe. And I think that for a while there, they had kind of cracked the code a little bit, but then now they just gotten greedy, and the superhero movies kind of ruined a lot of that. And You know, it would be nice if we could get back to that kind of a thing again, where we, you know, can get better films. Like
Yes,
that
it would be nice. It would be nice. But
Yeah.
that's all I got for you guys tonight. So we'll see you guys. I hope you guys have a happy Thanksgiving and eat up all your
Gobble, gobble.
gobble gobble. Eat up all your turkey and your pies and whatever else you eat. I know we're gonna. Well, I know Brandon, Brad, and Styles Jackson don't celebrate. They're Aussies, but you know, if you do, have a piece of pie on us or something. The grandkids watched Home Alone for the first time on the weekend. 3 boys, 7 and under. They absolutely lost it laughing. It's a timeless movie, man. Kids watch that and they love it so much. It's just a timeless movie. But yeah, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, always support physical media. It is the a superior format. Like, share, subscribe. And as always, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
How you doing? Bitches leave.